Morning, Fiona.
Have you found him?
I'm afraid not. We've got officers all over the country on it, so he can't be hiding for long.
Good.
While I'm here, I was wondering if I could ask you a few more questions.
I've told you everything I know.
It's about Colin Fishwick. You say you had no idea why the Hoyles would think your husband was Colin.
No.
As far as you were aware, Colin moved to Canada.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, apparently, Colin Fishwick was teaching at a school in Rochdale last year.
Oh?
And I visited that school yesterday, and none of the staff recognised Colin from a photo. They did, however, recognise one of your husband.
Really?
You had no idea your husband was working as a teacher or posing as Colin Fishwick. You never got any mail for Colin? Never saw any documents?
No. Nothing.
Oh, excuse me?
Oh, yeah, just leaving. Thanks, Fiona. Be in touch.
Hey, don't look so worried. It's good news. Your X-ray and CT scans are normal, so I'm happy to let you go home.
That's great.
Good to be home, eh?
Yeah. What's that?
Just the boiler. Turn the hot water on.
Sorry.
There's no way he'd come back, Fizz. Don't worry.
But they know that John was teaching using Colin's identity. What if they find out about Joy?
Why would they? They're not mentioned, or have they?
No, but what if they do? I claim that money, Ches.
So what? You didn't kill her, did you? It's John they're after, not you.
Do you think?
I know. So come on, stop stressing. Probably Julie.
Yeah.
Afternoon. May I come in, please? This is Detective Constable Cook.
Yeah. Hello.
Sorry to disturb you, but we've had a sighting of John.
Really?
Where?
CCTV caught him boarding a ferry at Holyhead. We've got officers on the trail in Dublin.
Oh, my God, that is such good news. Thank you, thank you.
And while I'm here, we need to talk about Joy Fishwick. It appears someone's claimed Joy's inheritance using Colin Fishwick's name.
And you think it was John?
Certainly gives him a motive to kill her. And a neighbour confirms he was visiting her before she died.
Oh?
You didn't know that?
No.
Let me get this quite clear. You had no idea your husband was using Colin Fishwick's identity or visiting his mother prior to her death?
No.
Well, that's very strange. Because I've just been talking to a solicitor called Ben Dean, who told me a woman calling herself Mrs. Colin Fishwick claimed Joy's inheritance on her husband's behalf. She also attended her funeral. According to him, that woman has long, red, wavy hair. She also told him she has a young, premature baby.
Oh, God.
We'd like to arrange a formal identification.
You've no right coming in here and accusing
No,
her.
don't, Ches. I'll tell you everything.
I think that would be a good idea.
He'd stolen some documents from Colin, enough to get him a teaching job and a bank account. I didn't know at first, but I found out when he was teaching at Rochdale. I went mental, but John persuaded me it was for the best and that Colin would never find out. But Colin did find out. And he came to confront John and they rowed. And Colin had a heart attack and died here in this house. Well, that's what John told me. He swore he didn't kill her. I didn't know any of this before, Ches, I swear.
Go on. Colin died.
And, John was scared that, it had come out, so he hid the body.
Where did he hide it? Come on, Fiona.
He hid it under the factory floor at Underworld.
And you helped him?
No. I didn't know any of this. I thought Colin was in Canada, I really did,
What?
until I found John with the body last week. Where they were working at Underworld, they were digging right by it.
What happened next? Tell me what happened next.
I helped him move the body. I did it for hope. I didn't want to. You've got to understand me, Jess. I didn't know what else to do.
Fiona Stape, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Colin Fishwick. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you'll later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Stand up, please.
Looking at?
You ready to start?
I didn't kill anyone.
So the tape, please. Commencing interview at 16:30. Present myself, Detective Sergeant Redfern. State your name, please. Your name?
Fizz. Fiona.
Fiona.
Stape.
The factory was unlocked. You walked in. Now, in your own words, what did you see?
It just didn't make any sense. I was looking, but I couldn't. John was crouched there and he was completely freaked. And then at his feet, there was this shape.
The body?
I didn't know it was a body.
No?
No, it was wrapped up, wasn't it? It was rolled in a... It was ours, that rug. His, I mean, John's. He got it from our house.
The rug was yours?
Not mine. John's grandma's. We tried it down, but it was too big, so, it had been in the loft.
So, you found him with the body. What then?
It was the smell. It was just... It was terrible. And John's face, I knew something really bad had happened.
Not bad enough for you to call the police?
I wanted to. But he started on about us both going to prison.
Both of you? Why you specifically?
She suffered so much. Hope. Such a difficult start. She came early in the tram crash.
Why would you go to prison?
Because of the money.
Colin's money?
I didn't keep it. It's just things were so terrible. With John in hospital and Hope so ill. Well, I'm not a thief. I wanted to put it back. You know, I gave it to charity.
We'll come back to the money later. Let's stick with the body for now.
He said he hadn't killed him. John said that Colin dropped dead in front of him.
So you decided to move the body? That's a bit extreme. Disposing of the body of someone you didn't kill just to avoid awkward questions about money. Or in his case, teaching.
I was in care, Detective. I couldn't bear Hope going into care. Not my Hope. She's so tiny. Please don't send me to prison.
Where's the body now?
She needs me.
What did you do with the body, Fiona?
I shouldn't have helped him. I didn't want to. I should have said no.
Where is Colin Fishwick's body?
The canal. We took him to the canal.
And after you parked up?
John went to get something to weigh him down. Bricks or something. Over there somewhere.
Where exactly?
I don't know. I just stayed here by the car. I didn't want to be there.
So he got bricks and then?
He, took his body out the boot. I didn't look, but I knew that he was dragging his body along past the car and...
Where did you drop the body in the water?
I don't know. I swear. But he was heavy, though. John couldn't have got him far on his own.
Get the divers on that side of the bridge working up this way. Tape off the whole area. See if there's any CCTV footage anywhere, yeah?
Okay. What's going to happen to me? Officer! What happens now?
Would you consider yourself a reckless person, Fiona?
I've got a baby.
So you wouldn't?
No.
You don't consider it reckless shifting a rotting body halfway across town to the canal?
I haven't slept since. I keep seeing it again. Smelling it.
Would you consider it a reckless act?
I keep telling you. I didn't want to. John persuaded me. He said he hadn't killed him. I didn't know he'd kidnapped Chesney. All I knew is that if that body was found, my hope would end up abandoned. Chesney's having a baby of his own, he wouldn't cope.
As it goes, I don't think you're a reckless person either.
Thank you.
Which is why something doesn't add up for me. Maybe you can help me out. You admit you knew about John pretending to be Colin.
Not at first.
But eventually?
Yeah.
You even posed as Mr. and Mrs. Fishwick to sign for Joy Fishwick's house.
My client isn't under caution for that alleged offence. Can you stick to relevant questions, please?
OK. Let's stick with what we're all agreed on. You knew John was pretending to be Colin, and I've been for some time. Weren't you concerned that Colin might just tip up?
I thought he was thousands of miles away.
Canada. Less than 8 hours flight. Theoretically, surely he could just turn up at any time, yet you did nothing to stop John's deception.
I asked him to stop. I begged him, but he wouldn't.
So you disapproved, but you let him get on with it, didn't you? Eventually.
Yeah, I suppose.
You see, that's what doesn't add up for me. I'd call that reckless, wouldn't you? Unless, of course, you both knew that actually Colin wasn't thousands of miles away, he was just a few yards away, and there was absolutely no chance of him ever coming back again.
I didn't kill him. I didn't know he was dead.
Let's start again, shall we? Tell me exactly when was the last time you saw Colin Fishwick alive? So as John was visiting Joy Fishwick, as far as you were concerned, Colin was still alive?
I swear, I had no idea Colin was dead until I saw John with the body on my life.
You can see my client is tired. She told you she hasn't slept since the incident. She's not fit for interview. She needs rest.
Please, please, officer, you've got to believe that I'm innocent. I didn't kill Colin. I couldn't kill a fly. I need to go home to my baby. Have you got kids?
Me?
Have you?
I'm just doing my job here.
How is arresting me for something I've not done your job, eh? You should be out looking for John. I'm innocent. I should be at home.
If you're having any further questions to my client, I suggest you bail her.
If you want to state, I'm arresting you on suspicion of fraud by false representation. You do not have to say anything.
What do you mean?
We may harm your defence if you fail to mention, when questioned, something which you later rely on in court.
What is he doing?
Anything you do say may be used in evidence.
You've been rearrested.
Can he do that?
It's a separate charge. It means he's going to question you about the alleged fraud. Don't say anything else until we've had a chance to talk.
Terminating interview at 21:05. You're right. She's tired. We'll pick this up again tomorrow.
Wait, no, you can't keep me here.
Like you say, it's not my job to keep innocent people in custody, only guilty ones. See you tomorrow.
Five minutes, and that's it.
Am I glad to see you?
They wouldn't let me in. I kept going on and on at them. In the end, they said I could come see you. Keep your mind at rest about Hope.
Is she all right?
She's fine. Katie's got her.
Have they let you back into our house yet?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, thank God for that.
So how are you feeling?
I'm completely spaced out. I've hardly slept. I'm terrified, Ches. You know, I'm in court this morning.
They said.
I'm dreading it.
Is this about them deaths?
No. It's just the fraud over Joy's will.
Well, can't you blame that on stage?
Not when I did it on my own without him knowing.
Wouldn't have happened without him, though, would it?
It's irrelevant.
I really can't get my head around all this.
I know how it looks, but I had nothing to do with Colin's death.
So why did you help State move the body?
I didn't want to. He dragged me into it.
But how?
Because he said that I'd be in trouble if they found out, and I just panicked.
They're trying to charge you with that as well?
No, but they dug up Joy's body to re-examine it. They think I was in on that as well.
Were you?
No!
So you had no idea he kidnapped me?
No! I knew nothing about any of this, Ches. I swear I am completely innocent. You've got to believe me.
So they're gonna let you out after you've been in court?
Only if my solicitor can get bail. Is Is there any chance she can be there?
Try stopping me.
I hate these places.
Yeah, well, at least we get to go home when it's over.
They've got to let her go.
Well, that's just it, though. They don't.
I hope.
Is your name Fiona Stape?
Yeah.
And you live at... Do you live at 5 Coronation Street, Weatherfield?
Yes.
Fiona Stape, you're charged with fraud by false representation in that on the 3rd of February 2011, dishonestly and intending thereby to make a gain for yourself, you made a representation to Benjamin Dean, solicitor, which was and which you knew to be untrue.
I've got some
namely, that you were the wife of Colin Fishwick, and thereby entitled to
They're not in a
the
crinkly
sum of
bag if you're worried about the noise.
So I'm trying to concentrate.
Yeah, shut up, will you?
Sale of Joy Fishwick's house upon a death. Are you guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm surprised Chesney hasn't brought little Hope in.
Oh, children are not allowed. And anyway, if Fizz was going for the sympathy vote, she won't get any from this judge. I've seen her before. She has all the compassion of a flick knife.
In view of the seriousness of this case, I'm committing you for sentence at Weatherfield Crown Court.
See what I mean?
Is there an application for bail?
Good
Mr.
news.
Westmore?
It's any of the rubbish on television these days.
Miss Jones?
In view of the extremely serious fraud charge facing the defendant, Madam, the Crown opposes the application. I would remind the court she is also under investigation for murder, which raises important security issues about her being allowed back into the community. Finally, this is a fast-moving investigation with new revelations coming to light each day. Should a long custodial sentence suddenly be in the offing, we believe Mrs. Stape would have no compunction in absconding.
Mr. Westmore?
I would begin by pointing out that Mrs. Stape has no previous convictions and in my submission presents no threat to the community. As for the risk of absconding, this is in fact extremely low. She's the single mother of a small baby with no funds to speak of, who relies heavily on the support of local family and friends. Her daughter was born prematurely and has had a number of serious health issues. Any disruption to her routine could further jeopardize her well-being. Another reason the defendant is unlikely to flee. I submit that there's every reason for bail to be granted.
Thank you both.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
So, regarding the defendant's bail application, I absolutely understand your concerns, Miss Jones. This is an extremely serious charge. However, on balance, I agree with Mr. Westmore that given her domestic situation, the defendant is unlikely to abscond. Bail is granted.
Yes!
On condition, Mrs. Stape continues to reside at 5 Coronation Street and reports to a police station once a week.
Sharp as a flick knife, you said.
Yes, well, we all have off days.
Hello. Hello, my little sweetheart. Oh, yeah, I've missed you.
Let you out already?
Oh, not now, Asa.
I told you it was bad news, but would you listen?
Do you know what? I don't need this.
Yeah, well, whoever he murdered didn't need it either, but they got it.
Let's just get you recycled.
Any fool could see he was a maniac, but oh no, you knew better.
Look, just get off our backs, will you?
He could have killed any one of us.
No, he couldn't.
Look, don't get involved, Sam.
Someone has to tell her the truth.
Yeah, well, it's not worth it. Come on.
Nice welcome.
At least he gets it over with. Is Liam all right?
Yeah, he's sparked out. I've just put him in the spare bed for now, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course it is.
Cheers.
Thanks for this, you two.
It was nice to have you back.
Although I could have done without that welcome from Sally.
Well, she's bonkers.
She's not the only one who thinks like that, though, Kirk. You seen Norris in court sneering down his nose?
He's even more mental.
There'll be others.
Yeah, well, the fact is, Fizz, that most people around here love you. Now, this isn't going to change how they feel.
Sally's right, of course.
Why?
Well, if I hadn't have had John back, none of this would have happened.
Right, you've got to stop beating yourself up about that.
He'd have done something like this sooner or later, even without you. He can't help himself.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been involved, would I? I've got myself into a complete mess now.
You're better off than you were this morning.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're back with your friends and family.
Yeah, for now I am. Meantime, the courts get ready to try me for fraud. Murder as well, knowing my luck.
It's not going to come to that.
You didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, but how do I prove it? A few months' time, I'm probably going down. And Hope could be a young woman before I see the light of day. Unless a miracle happens. The next time I go to court, I won't be coming home.
You don't know that.
Yeah, if I was the judge and jury, I won't be coming home.
Then you'd be a rubbish judge and jury.
They're going to take one look at you and think, that is not a murderess. They'll think she is a wonderful, broken-hearted mother who's been led a merry dance.
Well, not so merry, by the way. And as for the money, they'll never believe you fraudulently signed for it.
I've already admitted to that, Julie. Keep up.
What? Why?
Because I did it. You know I signed for that money. I'd have aroused more suspicion if I didn't.
Well, there you are then. You had no choice. The lid was off the sweetie jar. What's a girl to do?
My one ray of sunshine and they're taking me away from her.
You know what you need to do? Sew knickers.
Where? The factory's closed.
When we reopen.
No, I can't spend my last few weeks of freedom working when I should be with my child.
Well, you've got to eat. You've got to pay the rent.
Could you take her with you if the worst came to the worst?
To work?
No, to the other.
Oh, Chesney's been trying to look it up on the internet, but the connection keeps failing. Do you know, it's been a nightmare since we went on Pay As You Go.
Have you spoken to your solicitor about it?
I don't think I will be allowed to take her with me. You're looking for a silver lining, and I really appreciate that. But there is no silver lining, Sean. How did I get into this mess?
I'll tell you how. You've been staked.
He says, how much you rubber bones? So I say a £5. He says, how much you rubber sticks? So I say a £5.
Have you seen those rubber sticks? You'd pay for a stick made out of rubber.
I've shifted 2 dozen.
But it's a fake stick. Why pay for a fake stick when real ones are free? They're everywhere in the park. They're just lying there.
You create a product, you've created the demand. It's as simple as that, sweetheart.
Oh, I love it when he comes back from market.
Anyway, he says, how much are your collars? So I say a £5.
Is there a point to this, Chaz?
Oh, no.
Well, then it's not a story, is it? It's a conversation you had with the man about the price of rubber ties.
What?
What?
You're leering at me?
Yeah, you grew up, that's all.
Oh, I like him in his money belt.
I'll have dummies and all sorts in here soon.
Oh, you'll be making a rub for your own back if you do. Oh, who's that now?
Shall we hide?
Give over. I'll just tell him you're not up to any visitors.
Hello.
She's not up for any visitors.
Tough.
Let her in.
Look at the state of you.
Oh, thanks. Here I am, probably going to prison. I'm terrified what'll happen to my daughter, and you're giving me grief because I've got no lippy on.
Listen, feeling grim is no excuse for looking grim.
Who sent you? Julie or Sean?
Never mind that. Factory reopens again on Monday. I want you at your machine, chin up here.
I can barely fasten my shoes.
Yeah. Well, Sally Webster gives you any jip, you come straight to me.
Sally Webster's the least of my worries.
I know how it feels, Fizz.
Do you? Not with a baby on top, you don't.
Well, that's true enough. No, you'd need to be made of sterner stuff than I was to cope with that, but luckily you are.
Don't flatter me. Look, I'm a wreck.
Do you want to know what I did? I locked myself away, I drank heavily and cried. Tease anyone?
No, thanks.
No.
2 sugars.
1.5.
So, what's the problem? Is it childcare?
Yeah, it's one of them. Do you know how much it costs?
No idea. You, tell boy, what's your schedule?
Well, I can open and shut the store when I like, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. What about you? You left school yet?
Nearly, except from a couple of exams.
Right, so you could manage Hope for a few hours each, Monday to Friday? Well, there'd be money coming in and food on the table. And you'd be helping out your sister a lot.
Well, I could do the mornings if you took the afternoons off.
I'd have to work all weekend in that case.
Well, that's all right, because Fizz would have her at the weekends, wouldn't she? And she might even get an early dart on a Friday if her work's up to scratch. So what do you say? We got ourselves a deal?
Can I haggle?
Yeah, well, some time to have a think about it.
No, we'll manage.
Will you?
It's a deal.
Splendid.
Oh, will they not leave us alone? Do you know, I'm considering getting an open closed sign like on Deb's shop. We grab it, love.
Hello, Brian Packham here. Is your mum around?
Not been for a long time.
Who is it?
Is it Fizzy one?
Affirmative.
Brian.
Where to start, eh? Where to start? Sorry for turning up out of the blue like this, but my brain's been going 20 to the dozen. I read about it in the paper. But you know what this lot are like, make it up as they go along.
It's all true, I'm afraid. Every word.
Can't believe it. John stroke Colin leading a double life. Intrigue. Murder. It's like something out of John le Carré.
Yeah.
They came to talk to me, you know, the police. Asked me if I'd seen him.
Well, they've spoken to everyone. You know, family, friends, just in case he's shown up.
oh, sorry. My mouth's like the bottom of a budgie's cage.
I'll stick the kettle on then, shall I?
Thanks, love.
I have a tendency to breathe through my mouth. It dries up the mucous membranes. So this is where it all happened then, eh? Colin Fishwick. Charlotte Hoyle.
Afraid so.
I knew it. I knew there was a ghostly chill in here. Tell you the truth, I wish I'd worn my thermals now. All this about being on witness protection.
More lies.
Are you all right? Only you seem a bit limp. Ever thought you might be anemic?
She's still in shock after what happened, aren't you, Fizz? Talking about it over and over won't help.
Yes, of course, sorry. It must be very difficult time for you. But...
What?
You're a very loyal wife. Standing by while he stole someone's identity. My wife would have bashed me over the head and driven me to the nearest police station.
I loved him. I didn't know it'd get so out of hand.
And he's still at large?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. What if he's watching his associates? Planning to pick us off one by one?
You hardly knew him. Why would he be after you?
Who knows what goes on in the dark and murky mind of a master criminal? Times like these, I wish I'd kept up my karate classes. Back door through there.
He's not much of a master criminal if he knocks on the front door, is he?
Shane, I've got a bottle of plonk and a bag of sherbet. Pips.
Key in the door, is it?
Don't you use those puppy dog eyes on me, it won't work. Apart from anything else, I am more of a cat person. But that's beside the point. You lied to me.
I really fell for you.
Well, it's a pity you had to trample all over your poor old wife to get to me.
Oh, I'm just going to go and check on Hope.
My marriage was over a long time before I met you.
You took my heart and you bashed it in. And you laughed, ha ha ha, as you watched it shatter into 1,000 tiny pieces.
I meant every word I said. You did something to me, Julie. You woke something deep within me.
Well, that'll be indigestion. A man can't eat as many pies as you do without suffering gastric side effects. So why didn't you leave if it was over?
Oh, we got involved in a very bloody tug of love.
But you don't have children.
No, it was the van master. Caravan. Real beauty. A work of art. The wife taunted me. Said we should cut it in half. But in the end, fate intervened.
Look, I'm really sorry, but you know, it's nearly Hope's tea time and...
An articulated lorry jackknifed on the M56. That was the end of the van master. And the final nail in the coffin of our marriage.
Hey, why don't you two go to the Rovers? Yeah, you can have a catch up there.
Oh, I'm going nowhere with him. Snake in the grass.
Are you not taking your sherbet, Pips? Only I've not had one since 1983. I used to love those little beggars.
Oh, help yourself. I hope you choke.
Well, someone has definitely been fiddling with my machine. My settings are all to cock.
Maybe it's some dodgy policeman stitching someone up.
Will you give it a rest?
I'm sorry, but I'm a person who happens to be incredibly attuned to her surroundings, and I'm telling you, I can still detect a scent of death in the air.
Yeah, it'll be yours if you spray that stuff again.
Julie's right, though. This place certainly feels different.
Yeah, and we know who's to blame.
John State.
Yes, and his partner in crime.
If you're talking about Fish, you're out of order, Sally.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what is out of order. Not knowing if I'm working where that maniac buried that poor man's body.
Actually, from what my dad said, it's more where Sean's sitting.
Don't say that. I do not want to hear that.
I've been looking through the window and all I can see is you lot gassing. So, we get back to work. That means you and Alshan.
Oh, he's upset, Carla, about the body.
But it is a bit peculiar, Mrs. Connor. You know, not knowing where he was buried.
So what do you want me to do? Draw a little chalk outline like they do on telly?
Well, you could point.
Oh. Okay. It's there. Now what?
I can't sit there.
Swap with someone then.
I'll swap with you.
I didn't think you were coming in.
Sorry, I'll make up the hours.
No, that's all right. Right, everybody back to work, please.
Sorry, I didn't mean
It's all right. Yeah. Don't forget your air freshener.
Have you not eaten your cake?
No, I'm not really hungry. Anyone else fancy it?
Just had one, sir.
Sean?
Diet.
Sally?
If I were you, I'd make the most of it. I don't reckon you're going to be getting many cakes where you're going.
And where am I going?
Oh, come on, Fizz. You don't think you're going to get away with it this time, do you?
Oi, Webster, shut it! She didn't know what were going on.
Please, that lunatic husband of hers murdered 3 people and kidnapped God knows how many, including my daughter, and you reckon she never knew?
Well, you didn't know that Kevin was carrying on with Molly, Sally.
Oh, that's men for you. Dirty, low-down, lying dogs, the lot of them. You, Shawnee, obviously.
Oh, never mind that. She's making out like she's innocent, and I don't believe her.
I never said I was innocent. I signed for Joy's inheritance, and I lied, and I took the money, but that's all. And do you want to know why I did it? Because I was alone with a sick baby, and I couldn't afford to take care of her. Now, you look me in the eye, Sally, and tell me if that was your Sophie or Rosie, you wouldn't have done the same.
At the risk of repeating myself, what on earth's going on now? Is someone upsetting you, Fizz? Because, you know, if anyone's got a problem with you being here, I would be more than happy to show them the door. Well?
No one's upset me.
Oh, hello. Can I help you?
No, I was just going to have a quick word with Sean. But if I've come at a bad time...
No. Not even bothered anymore. Make it quick, Sean.
You won't even know I've gone.
With your work rate, probably not.
Hey, I am really sorry about before.
Hey, oh, it's all right. Oh, Sean, it gets you right there, doesn't it?
Got me right there the other day.
See?
Did he say anything after I left?
Who?
The treacherous one.
Hey?
Brian. Who do you think?
Oh, right, yeah.
I've been keeping it in, but it was such a shocker seeing him at yours. Oh, I need a drink just thinking about it. Do you want to join me for a quick?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I've got a big hope up.
Oh, please, Fizz. It'll do you good too. You've got to start facing up to folk. You can't keep hiding away.
I'm not, am I?
I think so. Come on. You need to show your face, and I need to talk. Oh, remember us sitting here? Once we started talking, we couldn't believe it. Every subject, perfect match.
I understand.
No, I just have to accept that his wife was more important to him.
Julie, I've got to tell you something.
What?
Oh, it's hard, this. I am so sorry.
Oh, don't get upset. What is it?
Me and John, we did it on purpose. We split you and Brian up.
I can't believe you and John did all that.
Like I said, we had to, John said. Because he knew, you see. He knew John's secret about Colin and everything. We couldn't risk him being round here.
But he went back to his wife.
We forced him back. Made up lies about you. Oh, God, I'm sorry. It was a terrible thing to do. I am so, so sorry. I understand if you never want to speak to me again.
No. No, Fizz, no. You were embroiled in something beyond your control. Do you know what? I thank you for the revelation. Everything's become clear at last. A love forbidden. 2 hearts torn apart. His agony must have been as deep as mine. Well, it's a modern-day tragedy of Shakespearean proportions. It's a backstreet Romeo and Juliet, don't you see?
I think so. But listen, Julie, I'm sorry, I really have got to go. I'm already late for Hope.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, I'm coming. I've decided.
What?
I have to get hold of Brian. The thing is, I ceremoniously deleted all the numbers I had for him. Have you any way whatsoever of getting in touch with him, Fizz?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
But I'll help you.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd really like that. We'll track him down together, eh?
Yes.
It's the least I can do, isn't it? Especially as it's my fault you're apart.
Don't worry yourself. The course of true love never ran smooth, did it? You rest assured, Fizz. If it is destined that we are to be together, then nothing in this world will keep us apart.
You all right, love? Yeah, oh, sorry. Hope was just a bit up and down last night, that's all.
It can't be easy on your own. Look, I was just going over some of your work yesterday and, well, it's not really up to your usual very, very high standard.
What? Oh, no, it's a dog's dinner. I'm sorry, Hayley.
Oh, no, don't apologise. I just wanted to make your work, that's all.
Hey, if it were anybody else, you'd be making him more than aware. You'd be docking the wages. And look at the state of that.
I'm dealing with it, Sally.
Ignore her, fizz bomb. We all understand. Yeah, just keep your beak out. It's not to do with you.
Hey, I'm sorry, but I happen to think we should all be treated the same way.
Oh, don't worry, you will be. You'll all be getting your cars at this rate.
I'm sorry, it's my fault. Just my work wasn't up to scratch.
I know, but we all have rough days, don't we, Sally? But just don't make it 2 in a row. That's all, please.
Hiya. Oh, hiya. You all right? Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I'm keeping busy. Busier the better. Keeps my mind off things.
Why, the police haven't been on again, have they?
No. Still on pins the whole time, though. Hey, listen, Sean and Marcus are coming round to mine for the tea later. Why don't you join us?
Yeah, I'd love to if I can get a babysitter.
Yeah, I'll bring Liam. Dylan's going to be there.
Oh, perfect. Right. What time do you want us?
Cheers, Mum.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. Yay!
Oh!
Do you want me to get it, Fizz?
Yeah, thanks, Marcus.
Oh, come on. You know who that'll be, don't you? Eh? That'll be Norris and Emily wanting to come round to join in the fun. Well, no, you're not pensioners. We don't want you running them up, trashing the place.
Oh. Hello. How are you?
We should probably be going.
No, it's fine. We've not had our tea yet.
Is there anywhere more private we can talk?
It's all right. Yeah, say what you got to say. I've got nothing to hide.
Well, as you know, we exhumed Joy Fishwick's body. An autopsy was carried out and it revealed several minor injuries consistent with a struggle.
What does that mean exactly?
Joy Fishwick didn't die of natural causes. We believe she was murdered. Don't suppose you can shed any light?
You know I can't. I wasn't there.
Right then. I won't keep you from your friends. I'll see myself out. I'll be in touch, Mrs. Stape. See you soon.
Okay.
That was a bit weird.
Do you know what, Fizz? I think he's trying to freak you out or something.
Yeah, I think it was obvious. He hasn't got any proof that Joy Fishwick was murdered.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, he's probably a bit of a sadist. Come round to torment you one last time before he lets you off the hook.
Let's hope so, eh? From now on, no more worrying. They've got no evidence. They're just trying to wind me up.
Yeah, so don't let them.
I won't. Got a life to live, haven't I, Puppet? Are you sure you don't mind babysitting?
No, of course not.
Right, well, I'll be back as soon as I finish work.
What about tonight?
No, I won't go.
You just said you had a life to live.
Yeah, I know, but...
No buts. Well, when was the last time you went to a party? Me and Katie can mind up. Anyway, we need the practice.
Yeah, it would be nice to wear a dress, put a bit of makeup on.
Yeah, good, that's settled then.
See you later.
See you.
Afternoon, Mr. Cropper. DS Redfern. I'd like to ask you some questions about Fiona's state.
I'm going to wear my pink dress with the hearts on it.
You're going to wear a scarf or a neckerchief?
No. Why?
Well, it's very low cut.
Exactly. I don't even know if my party dress is going to fit me. I've not worn it since before I was pregnant.
Oh, get away. You've lost all your baby weight.
No, not on my tummy.
What, tummy? You're as flat as a pancake.
I get muffin top if I wear a belt.
Muffin? I've got more of a large Victoria sponge.
Nonsense, Julie. It's more like a small Victoria sponge.
Oh, I might have to try a couple of things, see what fits.
Well, pop round to mine. I'll do my best got one.
Oh, can I come?
Only if you let me accessorise that dress.
Deal.
What about you, Hales? I see smoky eyes.
Hello, Roy. Do not let me drink too much.
Why not?
One glass these days and I'm hammered.
Oh, I wish you took me one glass.
I know, imagine the money we'd save.
I've just got to nip home.
What's up?
Oh, nothing, just an emergency at the cafe. Will you tell Colin for me?
Yeah, of course. Everything all right?
Yeah, it's just a problem with the cooker.
If I could just take you back to the night of Chesney Brown's 16th birthday party.
What for?
Fiona State was there.
Yeah, she was.
Correct. What time did she arrive? Do you remember?
About 6, we all came after work.
And what time did she leave?
When it ended, it was quite late, I think.
Was she there the whole time?
Yeah.
Mr. Cropper?
Sorry?
Whatever you remember.
Well, I don't recall very much at all, I'm afraid. I was inebriated. Somewhat. Accidentally, I hasten to add.
Of course. You sure she was there the whole night?
Yeah.
She didn't leave?
No.
Even for a moment?
Oh, well, she popped out to look for John, but that were all.
Okay. What time was this?
I'm not sure.
Could have been about 9?
I don't know, maybe.
How long was she gone?
I'm not sure. Not long.
More than an hour?
Possibly.
Is there any relevancy to this?
We have reason to believe that was the night Colin Fishwick was murdered.
You're not suggesting that Viz had anything to do with it?
I'm just trying to establish her movements.
Oh, but why can't you just leave her alone after everything she's been through?
Steady.
I'm only trying to do my job, Mrs. Cropper.
Viz, I really need to talk to you.
Batter on the back.
I really wanted you to enjoy your evening.
Oh, we'll have a sambuca there.
It's DS Redfern.
Why is he snooping round again?
So sorry, love.
Oh, what Molly's such a ass!
Well, I know we thought that. We said as much. We said she can't be a murderer.
A murderer?
She hadn't got it in her.
But he doesn't believe you.
Oh, well, you know what it's like. It's probably procedure. They've got to tick all boxes.
No,
and
not
everything.
this fella. No. He's like a dog with a bone. He's gunning for me.
Oh,
I'm
well,
afraid, Helen.
Oh, really?
One night, one measly night off, and I can't even enjoy that.
What's happened? Fizz, what's up? Don't you ever clock off?
Policing's a 24-hour job, Mr. Brown. Public seem to like it that way.
It's all right. Take no notice of him. He gets free reign of the Xbox, don't you, when you're babysitting? Come on, Chaz, turn it off. We've got a visitor.
Is it?
Come in. Sit down. I'll sit the kettle on.
We have witnesses who saw you leave Chesney's birthday party.
Yeah, I went looking for John.
How long?
A few minutes.
And be more precise.
Yeah, 5, 10 tops. Don't take long to get from Roy's Rolls to here.
Our witnesses say it was longer than that.
Well, I think I'd know.
If you were telling the truth.
No, why wouldn't I be telling the truth? All I did was nip home.
If you were concealing the murder of an innocent man and the disposal of his body.
No, that's ridiculous.
Eyewitnesses confirm it.
What, confirm something that never happened?
You were gone long enough to help your husband kill Colin Fishwick and then conceal his body underneath the factory floor.
Well, I was gone long enough to run the 4-minute mile and all, wasn't I? But it don't mean I did it. My mind was on fruit punch. Someone had spiked it. I swear that's as criminal as it got.
You'll get your chance to swear, don't worry. When you take the stand in court.
What, on the fraud charge? Because you haven't got enough to charge me with murder, have you? Well, you haven't, though. All you've got is some dodgy tale about how long I was away. You've got no motive, no forensic evidence, nothing.
Well, luckily for the family of Colin Fishwick, you're not running this investigation. The Crown Prosecution Service is, and they see things differently.
Has he gone?
For now.
Look, ignore him. You know you're innocent.
I'm not innocent of fraud, Ches. I'm in it up to my neck.
Fiddling a few quid.
A few thousand quid.
He's a million miles away from trying to off someone.
I've proved I can't be trusted with money.
Like half the politicians in this country.
So why should a jury trust what I say in the dock? Not when the CPS believe I'm guilty. They're going to lock me up and throw away the key.
No, they're not.
Yeah. And after all I've said about me mum, my little Hope's going to grow up without mum or dad, just like I did.
You should go to the Police Complaints Commission.
What for?
He's complaining about Redfern. He's hassling you.
He's only doing his job.
He's trying to wear you down more, right?
the sort of thing you see in films, trying to force confessions out of people. They'll be waterboarding in it.
Well, can we just shut up about it? This is bad enough as it is without us having to talk about it non-stop.
Sorry, Fizz.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You're good kids, both of you. Hey, happy he'll get fed up soon.
Okay, something happened.
You were right about Redfern. He came round again last night. He wanted me to account for my movements after I left Chessy's party.
I'm so sorry, that's my fault.
Oh, it isn't, Hayley. You were just telling the truth. The trouble is, he seems to think I was trying to hide it, but I wasn't. Honestly, I just didn't think it was important.
It wasn't.
According to him, it is. According to him, it means I could have helped John kill Colin and hide his body.
It's ridiculous.
Honestly, Hayley, it just feels like everything I say makes things worse. I don't know how much more I can say.
Yeah, well, any woman who leaves her kids has got to have something wrong.
You don't know the circumstances, though.
And she must feel bad about it, otherwise why try and get in touch?
Or maybe she didn't. Maybe Leanne tracked her down.
Well, whatever. It just goes to show you can't bury your secrets forever. You can try, but the truth always comes out in the end.
Are you calling me a liar?
You what?
Try saying it to my face.
Fizz.
Go on! What's the latest Webster theory? That I masterminded the whole thing?
Hey, what's going on here? I wasn't even talking about you.
Fizz, she wasn't.
Yeah, right. You're all the same. All friendly to my face, then the minute my back's turned, you...
Fizz, she wasn't talking about you.
Calm down, everybody. Sally, did you start this? No, I did not. It's all in her head. It's the guilt coming out.
Come here, stop it.
Need any help? Looks like we arrived in the nick of time, eh?
Yes, you did. I could do you for assault.
First things first. Can I have a word? In private.
Yeah, you can use my office if you like, as long as you're quick.
It'll be quick. Shall we?
All right, come on, everybody, back to work.
What do you reckon they want?
I don't know, more questions, I suppose.
It's got to be important, though, for them to come here.
Did you not hear what I said? Okay, what's going on?
They're arresting me.
I'm gonna go get Chesney.
No, you can't do this! No! I am not going to leave my baby! I am not!
Leave her alone. Let me take her to the car, please.
Go on then.
Okay. Mind the puddle.
What's happening? Casey, Fizz has been arrested again. Where's Chesney?
He's at the market.
Oh, you need to get him now.
Right, yeah, I'll
okay, I know, sweetheart.
Well, let's just hope they keep her in this time.
Sally?
This hasn't done out.
You could have fooled me. Everyone's innocent till proved guilty.
Yes, and that doesn't mean by their neighbours.
Yeah, well, you wait. You'll all be eating your own words soon enough.
Why has my client been rearrested?
Some new evidence has come to light.
What?
Tell me again how Colin died.
Mrs. Stape has already given you her account of what she believes happened.
Including that Colin's death was accidental. Is that correct?
You don't have to answer that.
We've had the autopsy results back. Seems Mr. Fishwick had a fractured skull. Not quite death by natural causes, then.
I was just going off what John told me, like I keep telling you, I wasn't there.
Of course, he could still have died of heart failure after he'd been hit on the head.
I don't know anything about it. Maybe John was lying.
Maybe it runs in the family. Let's go back over what happened. John told you that Colin came round...
Hang on, wait. Colin was beaten up by this bloke.
One blow.
He was having an affair with someone's wife. I know because the bloke turned up on our doorstep. He thought John was Colin, you see. So I had to explain to him that the real Colin was working at a bookshop in town. Anyway, apparently this bloke beat Colin up.
Apparently.
Yeah, Joy told me.
Don't do that. Seeing as Joy's no longer with us.
Oh, it's true.
Why didn't you mention it before?
I forgot. Anyway, it wasn't relevant then, was it?
What's this bloke's name?
I don't know.
Would you remember the name of the bookshop, perhaps?
No. No, but I know it was one of the big ones in town.
Go and check it out, eh?
Yeah, and then you'll see that Colin died because of that attack, not because of us.
Us?
John, I mean. I only said us because that's what you think. I could never kill anyone.
You're not a violent person.
No.
So, this morning, when you were about to assault your colleague, you'd say that wasn't violent. Let's talk about Charlotte.
What about her?
How did you feel about her? She obviously had a crush on your husband.
Crush? It was a bit more than that. She was totally obsessed. I mean, getting him to pretend they were engaged.
How do you know they weren't?
There's a lot of things I didn't know about John, but I do know he loved me. Besides, she was crazy. I mean, someone started doing really weird things, like breaking in and filming inside our house, and John said it was her. She actually sent me the tape. I mean, what sort of person does that to a pregnant woman?
So you had plenty of reasons to want to get rid of her.
No! No, why are you trying to hang everything on me? John's already admitted to Charlotte's parents that he killed her. He didn't say anything about me helping.
There's a lot of things a man will say, or not say, to protect his wife. We found the bookshop where Colin worked, but apparently nobody can recall any such incident.
Well, maybe the manager's moved or something. Did you check?
I think we've wasted enough time on this, don't you? You mentioned Joy. Let's talk about her for a bit. I'm trying really hard to believe you. Really, I am. But it doesn't look good. You've already admitted fraudulently obtaining Joy's money and helping your husband dispose of Colin's body, which, incidentally, happened to be buried underneath the place where you worked. They're hardly the actions of an innocent woman.
But I am innocent.
But innocent people don't tell lies. You pretended not to know about John's identity theft, or Joy Fishwick, or that your husband visited her. You lied about not leaving the party.
No.
You said Colin died of heart failure. Well, we now know he had a fractured skull.
I didn't know
You even
that.
made up some ridiculous story about Colin getting beaten up in a bookshop. Lying seems to be second nature to you. And I think you're also lying when you say you had nothing to do with any of those deaths.
I didn't, I swear.
I think all three of you, John and Charlotte, killed Colin to stop him going to the police.
No.
Only Charlotte was becoming increasingly unstable, wasn't she? You didn't like her and you couldn't trust her. So the two of you decided to get rid of her as well.
It wasn't like that.
But then Colin's mother comes in. Well, she's already almost on her last leg, so all she needs is a little push and bingo, you're quits in.
That isn't true. I like Joy. You're twisting things. None of it was my fault. None of it.
I know. You love your husband, anyone can see that. You felt you had to stick by him. But he's gone now, leaving you with all this mess to deal with. You don't owe him anything, Fiona. You don't have to carry all these secrets around anymore. You can just start telling the truth.
I am telling the truth.
Interview terminated, 12:35.
You can let me go then.
Fiona State, you're charged with the following offence.
This can't be happening.
On the 30th day of July 2010 in Weatherfield in the county of Greater Manchester,
No,
you murdered
can't
Colin
do-
Michael Fishwick.
It's not
contrary to common
right.
law. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court.
No.
Anything you do say will be given in evidence.
I didn't kill anyone.
Don't worry about this lot. They've not had the lunch yet.
I thought I'd be sharing.
Enjoy it while you can. Prisoner Burke, or Little Miss Sunshine as we like to call her, won't be back for a couple of days.
Where is she?
Hospital. Tried to top herself yesterday. Cheer up. With a cell like this to yourself, you'll be the envy of the block. Get your stuff packed away.
I won't be staying.
Suit yourself. I'll let you know when your solicitor arrives.
What are you going to tell the bail judge?
Basically what we've already discussed. I'll highlight your exemplary character and the fact that you've got no previous convictions.
And you'll explain the situation with Hope?
Of course.
About her prematurity and everything?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because this isn't just about me, you know. She needs her mum.
I'll make that clear.
Good. Only I've had to leave her with a 16-year-old girl, you see, and I shouldn't even be here.
I'll pursue all lines of argument. That said, there's something else we need to discuss.
What's that?
It's the possibility of failure.
I'm innocent.
I know, but...
There are no buts, Mr. Westmore.
Fizz, you've been accused of murder.
Yeah, and John is responsible, not me. You make them understand that.
How are you holding up?
Good. Never better. Thanks for coming.
Where else would we be?
What would you do without you, boy? Is Hope okay?
Yeah, Katie's got everything under control.
Hey, you fell on your feet with that one, didn't you?
What's going on, sis?
Hey, it's gonna be fine.
Yes.
Hey, listen, we are walking out of here together, yeah? You have my word. As soon as I get out of here, we're moving you and Katie into the house.
You serious?
Yeah. From this day forward, we are a family again. A proper family. Forget this stupid trial. Forget John. All that matters now is us. We're going to get through this together, aren't we? We're going to come out the other side stronger than ever.
Too right, Rod. It's us against the world.
Our kids aren't going to want for anything.
How amazing is this lady? And to think I was worried.
It's good to see you feeling so optimistic.
John's taken almost everything from me, Ailey. I'm not going to let him destroy my future as well.
A laudable outlook.
Well, come on. Share the good news, Mr. Westmore.
Bail denied.
No. No. That can't be right. It can't be right.
I'm sorry, I truly am.
I'm not guilty of anything.
You admitted to concealing the body.
Yeah, but John's the killer, not Fizz. She were only trying to protect Hope.
I can't live without her.
Fizz, don't say that.
I told her that Mummy was going to make everything better. I promised I'd never leave her. What have I done? I hope John's suffering. I hope he's in pain every second of every day.
Anger isn't going to sustain you, Fizz. Not in here. Like this, you're no good to anyone, especially yourself.
What happens now?
We should probably talk about your daughter. I take it you still wish her to join you. You're certain?
As certain as I can be about anything.
In that case, you and Hope need to be assessed and a formal application submitted.
And is that something you can sort out?
Then you'll have to apply directly via a liaison officer. Good news is this prison has an excellent mother and baby unit, so you won't need to be transferred.
And how long's that going to take?
As long as your request is approved and I can envisage no reason why it shouldn't be, we're probably looking in the region of a fortnight.
2 weeks?
Of course, you'll be entitled to regular access visits during that time. Which brings me on to the subject of Hope's care arrangements. I know it's difficult.
Difficult? They're making me abandon my baby.
Have you spoken to Katie?
I texted her earlier.
I suspect she'd welcome our return.
Thanks for waiting. The paperwork took longer than I expected.
How is she?
Coping. I printed this out. You'll find details of the visiting times, etc.
Oh, you're very kind, thank you.
We should also discuss the subject of Hope's interim care.
Thanks, but I've got it covered.
Actually, Fizz has expressed a desire for Mr. and Mrs. Cropper to assume parental responsibilities.
Come again?
Given the circumstances, she feels it will be too much for you and your partner to take on.
I don't understand. I mean, an hour ago she was talking about us moving back in.
Well, without stating the obvious, the situation has clearly changed. Anyway, those are your sister's wishes.
When you say interim...
I anticipate no more than 2 weeks. Fizz will be in the mother and baby unit by then. I should get this. If you've got any other questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch.
Thank you. Oh, don't take it to heart, love.
How's someone supposed to take it? My own sister doesn't even trust me.
What's going on?
You're getting a new cellmate.
Is that the woman's stuff that was here before?
Yep.
So is she not coming back?
Nope.
Where's she going?
She a mate of yours?
No. Never even met her.
She's going home. Happy now?
Sorry. I was just curious.
Bad habit to have in here.
Hi, I'm Fizz. They told me I was going to get a new roommate.
Cellmate, not roommate.
Sorry, I'm just a bit new to this.
Great. Just what I need. This yours?
No, it's the woman's that was here before.
Oh, right. The one who...
Yeah. Why did you do that? I was just going to try and get it back to her.
Well, we'll have a job. She's dead.
What?
She snuffed it during the night. I'm going for a fag. Watch me gear.
How many of these little ones are here to see the mummies, do you think?
Too many.
Well, with a bit of luck, it won't be long before you're with yours again, sweetheart.
That's if Fizz can wrestle her off you.
Oh, no, I'm hugging her again. Do you want to take her for a bit?
Oh, you're all right. Anyway, you're good with her.
Thanks.
And, look, I'm sorry I kicked off at you the other day. I didn't mean anything by it.
You have nothing to apologise for.
Brought someone to see you. Sweetheart. Is she feeding all right?
Oh, I don't know where she puts it.
I know where it comes out, though.
You're not missing it too much then, hey, darling?
I'm sure if she could speak, she'd tell you something completely different.
It's okay. I'm glad she doesn't know what's going on. It's better than the truth, anyway.
She looks happy enough right now.
Oh, that's because she's where she should be.
No, she's not.
What do you mean?
I heard today that there's a place coming up on the mother and baby unit.
Oh, that's terrific news.
Yeah, for somebody else.
I don't understand.
I'm not going to take it. I can't. I want you to look after her. I know it's a lot to ask. And I'll understand if you say no.
It's not about that, Fizz. We'd do anything to help you. Anything. Hope's yours. She needs to be with her mum.
Not while I'm in this place.
We appreciate this. This is hardly the ideal environment to bring up a child, but other women seem to manage it.
You're right. A lot of mums do it. The woman who used to have my cell had a little boy.
Was he in here with her?
I never got a chance to ask. She hung herself the other night. You see, that's what this place does to you. I've only been here a day and I can already feel it getting to me. So what am I going to be like if I'm still here in 6 months or 6 years?
That might not happen, Fizz.
Yeah, and it might. Sure. Look at her. She's the most beautiful thing in the world. She doesn't belong in a place like this. Please say you'll do it. Say you'll take her. Thank you.
Visiting's nearly over. Start saying your goodbyes.
Tough choice to make. Sexiest man of all time. Paul Newman, Brad Pitt or George Clooney? Who would you have?
Can't say as I care.
You've got to forget her, darling.
What?
Your kid. So you're brooding about, isn't it?
Yeah.
You did the right thing, not wanting her in here.
You can't just forget your own children, though.
Well, if you want to stay sane in this hole, you have to.
Have you got kids?
In care. Both of them. Better off without me. Here. Have a thumb through. Fantasy. Get used to it.
Hey. Oh, thanks for coming. Hi, Jess.
Yeah.
How are you? All right? How's Hope? She behaving herself?
Oh, well, cheers for Roy. Him and her are getting on like an house on fire.
How was she last night?
Well, we did what you said and gave her a late feed about 10
But that's
o'clock.
not why we're here. Well, yeah, it's about Hope, but it's not just to tell you how she's getting on.
So what is it to tell me then?
Well, you know that me and Roy will look after Hope as long as you like.
But she'd be better off in here with you, Fizz.
Well, we just think it's something that we need to talk about.
And anyway, wouldn't you rather have her in here? I mean, I don't get this. One day you can't stand being parted from her, and the next day you don't want her anywhere near you.
When Hope grows up, I don't want her ever finding out she's spent part of her life in prison.
She wouldn't know.
No, but I would. All right, so you can say it's for my sake. I've got enough to contend with in here without having to worry about her as well.
Oh, yeah, I can understand that.
Do you know what who's saying?
What, who's saying?
Them, in the cafe tonight.
What, Roy's mum and Dennis?
They think you're using being in here as an excuse for getting rid of Hope. Because you don't want to look after your own baby.
Oh, surely not.
Do you believe that?
I didn't then.
Nobody does.
What are you saying, that you don't want her in here with you? I don't know, do I?
I do want her. I want her so much, it's breaking my heart. I just don't want her in this horrible place.
It might be horrible, but it's the only place you can have her with you. Oh, forget it. Do what you want, Fizz. I'm going.
No, Chesney, no, come on.
Can I get out? Somebody.
Chesney, we're just upset, like we all are.
All I ever wanted was to get married and have a baby and be like other people. Now I've lost everything.
No, you've not lost hope. She'll be here waiting for you when you come out.
I wouldn't want her waiting. Not if I'm going to be in here for years.
But you won't be.
Hayley, if they find me guilty, I want you to bring her up. I don't want her even knowing who her mother was. I'm working as an orderly, keeping everything clean and tidy.
Yeah?
On the mother and baby unit.
Oh. And what, is it not very nice?
Well, it's the last place I want to be, isn't it? Seeing other mothers with their babies. All the time it'll be reminding me of hope. It's going to be torture.
Have you pointed this out to the authorities?
I told them I didn't want to do it, yeah.
What did they say?
That they're not interested in my opinion and that I start this afternoon.
Would it help if we brought Hope in? Like, have a bit of time with her?
No, I think that'd make it worse.
Is there anything we can do?
Doing it. Coming here and listening to me moaning on.
And we'll continue to look after your child. I've got to say, the little angel.
I still think it might help, you know. If we brought her in, let you see her. She's caused such a lot.
Well, I suppose. Yeah, go on. Yeah, bring her in. That'd be wonderful.
It's just cleaning and tidying, same as you do in your own home. Everything you need's in there. I'll give you an hour or so and I'll come back and check how you're getting on.
But I've already said I don't want to be in here.
And I suggest you get on with it. Sooner you're done, sooner you can get back to your cell.
Well, can't I just clean somewhere else?
There are worse jobs. They had me cleaning the loos.
No, it's just that, I've got a baby of my own, so it's making me think about her.
Oh, right. No, Mummy hasn't left you. I'm still here. I look at her and I can't believe how well she's doing. She was 6 weeks premature. 4 pounds, 2 ounces.
Mine was 12 weeks premature.
No.
Never thought she'd make it. Now she has. What have I done? Gone and got myself locked up in here.
And wouldn't they let you bring her in?
I just got it into my head that I didn't want to start in a life in prison.
There's worse places for a baby. The mother's never going to go out boozing and leave her on her own, is she?
I suppose.
You all right?
Yeah. It's not exactly hard labour, is it? Compared to looking after Hope, this is a doddle. I used to be asleep before my head hit the pillow.
And you were never so happy, I bet. This must be killing you.
I'll survive. How's your little one doing?
She's got another load of tests coming up. There's no end to them.
Hey, when they're premature, they have to be dead careful. Don't mean there's anything wrong.
I wish I could believe that.
Listen, we felt like sticking blue lights on our car the amount of times we took Hope to hospital, but she's fine. I'm seeing her this afternoon.
I bet you can't wait.
No. The thought of seeing her's the only thing getting me through.
Yeah, come on. Cry into your bucket. Save yourself a trip to the tap.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I don't know how you stand it, love, not having her with you. There's not many mothers could be that strong.
Thanks. I just wish I felt it.
All right.
Hiya.
Thought I might run into you.
Oh, do you two know each other?
I need a quick word with Ruth.
Right, yeah. I'd best get on. Hey, come here, big girl. Hey. Oh, look at the size of you, eh? She's thriving. I can see it. Thank you.
Pleasure is all ours, I can assure you.
Not always, I bet. I really appreciate what you're doing.
Well, he's right, we love it. It's close as we'll ever get to... Well, no. But that said, nothing will give me greater pleasure than when I hand her over to you, believe me.
I doubt that's going to be any time soon, Hayley. I've got my fraud hearing tomorrow.
Well, perhaps they'll be lenient. You were under very great pressure after all.
I still shouldn't have done it, Roy. It's okay, I'm prepared. I know what's coming.
Who's that?
It's Ruth. She's got a little one in the mother and baby unit with her.
Glad to hear it. Where that chap's handling your baby. Crikey. You'll still have his spuds for a living.
Yeah. Babies are a law unto themselves, aren't they? You'll sleep when you want to. Not the only ones.
I'm sorry, there's no reflection.
It's all right. Look, I know you must have had some sleepless nights with her.
And you without her. I'm so proud of the way that you've coped with all this.
Got no alternative, have I? If I'd been a bit stronger on the outside, might not have come to this.
No one could say what they might have done in your place.
I think you probably could, Roy, but thanks.
It's nearly time. You best start saying your goodbyes.
Right. Go on, you take a Hayley. Yeah, I don't think I'm up to a goodbye.
You sure you wouldn't like us to attend court anymore?
No, I've told you there's going to be no good news, so you're best off at home. I'll just fill you in when you visit.
I would be thinking of you.
Yeah. See you, Roy. I know you're not one for hugs, so...
I can make an exception.
Are you sure you don't want to last?
No. It's better this way. Go on, just have a safe journey home. Thanks for bringing her.
All right. Sorry I was short earlier. You know how this place gets you sometimes.
It's fine.
You don't look fine.
Saw my kid before.
Is she okay?
Perfect. Further away, you know?
It's bound to happen, I suppose. Look, I might be able to help you out.
What do you mean?
I can give you something to take the edge off. For a while. Have one on me. Call it a gift.
No, thanks. Where'd you get that from?
You can get anything in here if you want it badly enough. You sure you don't?
I'm positive. It's not my thing.
It wasn't mine. This place changes you. Whatever it takes to survive, you know what I mean? What time are you in court?
They'll be coming for me any minute.
Good luck and all that.
I was shocked at you last night. You know, if they catch you with those drugs, they'll extend your sentence.
Those drugs? You sound like my auntie. But you've never taken anything in your life, have you?
No.
It's quite cool in a way.
They'll kill you eventually.
If boredom doesn't get me first.
What a life.
We're all in here for a reason. Even you.
Well, I'd never resort to that filth.
Like I said, Fizz. Good luck in court.
He gave you suspended. So what are you still doing here?
Well, today was only part of it. Got to stand trial for something else as well.
What? Jaywalking? Armed robbery?
Murder.
You?
Yeah, I didn't do it, obviously.
No, obviously.
But I'll go down for it. I'll put my house on that.
I better not turn my back on you. So how did you do it then?
You see, even you don't believe me.
Shelley O'Brien, who works in the kitchens, she killed her mother-in-law with a toothbrush. You'll have to beat that.
Hope's going to be a teenager, isn't she, by the time I get out? She might even be on drugs herself. Or she might be a child prodigy. Or lonely. You know, mum and dad to look after her.
Stop it, I'm welling up.
Don't you start me off.
I was joking. So come on, let's hear about this alleged murder.
It's a long story.
We'll make it quick. I've got to nip to the Trafford Centre this afternoon, then I'm off into town with the girls.
So what choice did I have but to help him move the body?
And it was the real Colin Fishwick.
Yeah, all that time I was scared he'd show up for his money and was lying 10 feet away from the machine.
You should write a book. They'll make a celebrity of you, posing in the Sunday supplements like that Russian spy, wearing nothing but a swimsuit and a gun. She was a redhead and all.
Oh, hang on, we thought I'd live with this one.
You won't get much change.
What do you want?
Nice attitude.
Look, just bear in mind the answer's probably no.
I was just wondering if it might be possible for me to get a transfer to the unit. You know, so I can have my baby in here with me.
I thought you said no when you were first asked.
Well, things have changed.
Oh, aye?
I don't think I'll be going home again. So I want to have whatever time I can with her. Then there's my cellmate.
What about her?
I'd just rather be here. With my baby. With other mums. I like it more in here.
It's full up now. No one's due to go back in there for a couple of months at least.
What, so what are you saying? There's no chance?
Sorry, sweetheart. No room in the inn.
Hey, do you know what time it is? I've been to court. I've been to work. You're still slumped there like I don't know what. Honestly, it's like living without Chesney. Can you even hear me? Ginny? Ginny? Ginny, are you all right? Ginny! I didn't know what to do. I don't know any first aid. Is she gonna die? How do you already know about it?
News travels fast.
Well, it's only just happened.
What did they ask you?
Well, they searched the cell.
Did you find anything?
Well, they took a few things away, but I don't think there was any drugs left.
She'd probably done them all.
You should have seen her. She looked awful. First, I thought she was dead.
She looks dead at the best of times.
They asked me, you know, if I'd seen her taking anything or if I knew what she was on.
Like they don't know. So what did you say?
I said no to everything.
Good.
Good? Why is that good? I was lying. I had seen her taking something. She even offered some to me. I warned her this morning how dangerous it is to fill your body up with that muck.
Are you putting it on, or are you really this naive?
Hang on a minute. I warned her off the drugs, then a few hours later they're rushing her into hospital, and you think I'm the naive one?
Listen, whatever anyone asks you, because that won't be the end of it, you don't say a dicky bird. Agreed?
Why, what's it got to do with you?
Nothing.
Right, so don't tell me what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do. When I tell you what to do, you'll know about it.
Hello, little one. Hey, are you all right? It's okay. Mummy will be back in a minute. Yeah. It's all right. It's okay. Put you back there. Yeah, all right, sweetheart. Let's tuck you in.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Sneaking round my room, looking through my stuff.
Using a baby to smuggle drugs.
I thought me and you were mates.
I knew something was wrong yesterday during visiting hour.
A clobber comes in useful, so what?
Did you supply Ginny with the drugs that might have killed her?
That's for my own private use. I don't know nothing about Ginny. And anyway, they won't have killed her.
Ruth, your own child.
Don't you dare give me a guilt trip. We're in prison. At least I'm not a murderer.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not a junkie or a dealer.
Ah, so you are a murderer?
No.
Where are you going now?
Going back to my cell.
You mention this to anyone.
Yeah, and you'll what?
Not just me.
Get off, you're hurting me.
One word about this and I'll do more than give your arm a squeeze.
You won't get the chance.
What would I have to lose?
I don't know. Another 12 years, probably. Your baby.
Look, it's not just Ginny who relies on me. How many enemies do you want?
I'm not scared. You carry on taking that stuff and you'll be dead by the time she's walking.
Don't say that.
It's true.
Who am I trying to fool? You're right. I shouldn't be in this mess.
You and me both.
I'm sorry, Fizz. Is your arm okay?
Olive.
It's not me, it's my boyfriend.
Oh, please.
It is, though. He makes me do it. He takes payment on the outside, then he gets me to shift the stuff in here.
So you were just bullied into it?
Sound familiar, Fizz? He's a waster, but he's all I've got. I'm hardly catch of the day, am I?
Stop it, I'm welling up.
I'm in here and he's out there. What can I do? He's the father of my baby. Someone's got to have her when they chuck me back in the main block with the rest of you. My mum's no use. My dad's dead. I'm scared, Fizz.
Of what?
Everything. Of missing it all. Worrying about him looking after her. Your husband sounds like a nutter. But at least he loved you once upon a time.
Yeah. Proper fairy tale, my life story.
Please don't say out about the drugs. I'm begging you.
Steve, Governor wants you.
What for?
Real tennis, what do I know? Move it.
Do you have to be so hostile?
No.
Ginny Portis, you may or may not be pleased to learn, is back in the land of the living.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is she going to be all right?
Well, I can't see her ever being a picture of health again, can you? Still, she's out the woods, at least. So, tell me what you know.
About what?
About all the drugs flying around this place at the moment. Where's it all coming from?
I don't know anything. It scares me to death, but I don't know how she got them. I don't know who else is taking them.
So you haven't heard a thing?
Not a sausage.
OK, well, thank you for your time.
Can I go now?
Please do. A word of advice, though, Stick. This whole wet behind the ears routine, we've seen it all before.
If you don't mind me saying, I resent that.
I do mind you saying. Now go on, get back to whatever it was you were doing. Look, if you get wind of anything, Fiona, just be sure to let me know.
I will.
Well, you just got to get off the murder charge now and that's it. Welcome on, Fizz.
Oh, yeah, you make it sound like a breeze.
I know her. Oh, and because you will get away with it.
Hayley, it's not a matter of getting away with it. I am innocent.
Anyway, I won't bet on it. Justice system in this country is all to cop. Is that strictly necessary, Becky? John's probably sunning himself on a beach in Hawaii, chatting up girls in grass skirts.
Becky? What?
We're not here to save his reputation, are we?
He's still the father of this child.
You got a nickname yet, Fizz?
Yeah, Charlie Dimmock, Bonnie Langford. Whatever springs to mind, really. Hayley, do you mind if I just have a quick word with Becky in private?
Oh, I'll see.
Oh, no, don't be like that. Honestly, it's nothing for you to worry about.
Well, I'm really worried now.
Oh, come on. No, yeah, you
Let's
can
go and have a play. Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So what should I do? Because I feel like I should do the responsible thing and tell them what I know.
Well, I didn't think it was possible for someone to be so naive, especially in here.
I am not naive. Why does everyone think I am? I grew up in care, I'll have you know. I have seen my fair share of life.
Aye, I'm sure you have.
So what if I'm not like all these others? There's drugs everywhere in this place, and I don't think that's right. They're in babies' cots. People are taking overdoses, and I know where it's all coming from.
Everyone knows where it's coming from.
No, the screws. The guards don't. The governor doesn't.
And fish can fly.
Some fish can fly, actually.
Say, nada.
Becky, I am on the brink of telling him absolutely everything. You give me one good reason why I shouldn't.
You'll end up with a fork sticking out your neck. How's that?
Nah, they're all talk.
Oh, you reckon you want to give him a try? Because if that's what you want...
No, of course it's not what
Well,
I
then
want.
keep it shut, Ski. You are banged up with the dregs of humanity, and the inmates aren't much better. You blab, and these threats come true, there ain't no one gonna rescue you. They'll just turn a blind eye. You are on your own, and there are no rewards here for good behaviour. They'll just chuck you back into the pit.
Okay. Made your point.
Nothing ever ends well for a grasp.
Coming to watch telly?
No.
Good.
Get some sleep. Your excuse morning duties.
Wow, I've looked out.
I'll keep my eye on her. You poor thing.
He's right. Poor and sore. No lectures, okay?
Hey, I'm just glad you're alive.
That makes one of us.
House White. How's Ginny?
Alive.
Bet you they send her for counselling.
Is that what they did with your last victim?
I know I deserve that. Thanks for keeping it zipped. I owe you one.
No, Tara. I've seen your little presents.
It's called surviving.
Oh, that's a bit ironic. You nearly killed Ginny.
You think that doesn't haunt me? The thought that someone could end up dead?
I'm trying not to think anything. I've got a baby at home who needs me.
I've got a fella who'll make my life hell. You think I enjoy dealing? That I'd do it for kicks?
No.
I know I need to stand up to him. I never used to be such a pushover. I never thought I'd come to this.
Me neither.
I've made bad choices.
Every single person in here has made a bad choice somewhere along the line. But you're still making them.
He can be dead persuasive with his fists, my rotten half. Even if he can't get to me himself. He'll know a man who can.
All right, I get it. If you stop now, I mean really stop, then I'll keep my mouth shut, I promise. I tell you what, Jin, I have officially got the worst undies in here, eh? The irony. What time you seen your counsellor? I suppose they're like doctors, aren't they? The good, the bad, they're indifferent. Let's hope you get a good one, eh? Ginny!
You've got the worst knickers. Like buckets.
You've taken some, haven't you?
Oh, fair.
Haven't you?
Oh, don't be... Ruth gets me through.
Stupid cow! You know they'll carry you out of here. Think first.
Siren's lift.
Ginny didn't make a counselling appointment.
Shame.
Because she's totally wasted. She can't string her sentences together.
Oh well, their life.
I know it was you.
I told the silly cow to go easy.
Oh, and that's you off the hook, is it?
I told you I don't want Mother Teresa giving me more earache and all. Your face? It's a prison, darling, not the WI.
You're exploiting people when they're already on their knees.
Get out of my face, Biz. Between you and the sprog, I get no peace at all.
I pity your baby.
What good's that going to do me? Now, if you were offering to take over a night feed...
I'd give anything to feed my baby. Just to be able to hold her, to feel the weight of her in my arms.
Where's my violin?
I'd give anything to have her with me. The biggest mistake I ever made was saying that I didn't want to have her in here.
Wake me up when you're done.
You're going to put Ginny in an early grave and you don't do that!
You go mouthing off about me to anyone, and I'll be ordering Ginny a double plot.
I'm sorry to hear your cellmate overdosed again.
It's terrible.
It's not your world at all, is it?
No. Seeing her like that, I thought she was dead.
Well, next time she might well be. The outcome for drug users in this place, it's pretty grim.
It's pretty grim, full stop.
So your liaison officer tells me you've had a rethink.
I just miss Hope so badly. I thought I was doing her a favour, and she is being really well looked after, but...
Well, the mother and baby unit is bursting at the seams, I'm afraid.
Right. I just thought it'd be worth asking. If there's a waiting list or anything, or if you could just squeeze us in somewhere.
Is there anything else?
I just want to be with my baby.
It's just you seem a bit
I don't know, a bit antsy.
It's just been one of those days.
Oh, well, there's plenty more where they came from.
Like I don't know that.
Is it Ginny's overdose? Being right there in the thick of it?
I wouldn't say that.
You're sharing a cell with her, though. You see it all firsthand, don't you? The destruction, the pain, the waste. If you have any information, it would be in your best interest to tell me.
Yeah? And is it in the best interest of me kneecaps?
You've seen something, haven't you?
You hear all sorts of things about what happens to people at grass.
Depends how the situation is handled. I always ensure that prisoners who put their trust in me have that trust repaid several times over. Hey, whatever it is, you know, Fiona, please tell me. I won't let you down. I understand why you're hesitating.
Do you?
Self-preservation.
It's not just that. I have got a baby to think of.
And I can't drag it out of you. And I wouldn't, even if I could.
Say I had seen something. Would you 100% definitely keep my name out of it?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want Ginny's death on my conscience.
Nor anyone else's.
No.
Drugs are a scourge in prisons, preying on the bored, the desperate and the hopeless, ruining any chance of rehabilitation. It keeps women off the straight and narrow.
Ruth. It's Ruth. She's dishing it out like sweets.
You've done the right thing.
Grass.
The decent thing.
However you want to dress it up, I'm still a grass.
I would say hold your head up high, but I suspect you'd rather keep it low.
I hate it in here.
It's not exactly the cushy life you read about in the Daily Mail, is it? Because of your courage, the women are that bit safer. Ginny Portis is safer.
I hope so.
We'll let you know about the mother and baby unit.
I won't hold my breath.
Janaya.
Oh.
Hey.
What time is it?
6:30. Why are you going out?
Yeah, a bit of scoff, then onto a club.
In our dreams.
Come on, then. Where's the ear bashing? Drugs don't work, they just make you worse.
Is there any point?
No. But you're funny when you're on one.
If it's under your nose, you're going to take it. There's not much else to do in here.
Sure you haven't taken summat? Where have you been?
Here?
Before, when I woke up. Where'd you get to?
All right. Mother and baby unit. No rest for the wicked.
Carly reckons Ruth's cell's been turned over.
You're joking.
Every inch of it. Cutting open the mattress, the babies and all.
Blimey.
Like they knew what they were looking for.
Well, she has got a bit of a reputation, hasn't she? I mean, they're not soft, are they, the guards and that?
Now, someone's grassed her up.
You'd have to have a screw loose.
Tell me about it. Wouldn't just be Ruth doing her nut. Every user in here will want to have a go.
Well, yeah, of course.
Whoever's grassed, they've cut off the supply. Cut off the bloodline.
What kind of an idiot?
Someone with a death wish. I'm telling you, their life won't be worth living. I didn't hear you knock.
Good to see you back in the land of the living.
If you say so.
Right, got some good news for you.
Oh, just when I was feeling the love. Don't mind me.
A place has come up in the mother and baby unit. We've got all the necessary reports on you from your original application, so if you're still interested, the place is yours.
That'd be great, yeah, thanks.
For you, maybe.
You can confirm you'd still like to have your baby with you?
More than anything.
Oh, good. Well, the admissions board have given us the thumbs up, so I'll set the wheels in motion.
Someone been kicked out, then?
Oh, I can't discuss that. Sorry.
Thanks.
Result?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Nice one. One in, one out in that unit.
Yeah, someone must have gone.
Kicked out and they're here. It'll be Ruth. Bet you any money.
Ruth?
Who else is it going to be? Just turned her room upside down. It'll be Ruth. She's not going to like that.
Hello. I guess who is full of milk and full of beans and gorgeous.
Oh, I'm pining for her.
Well, I put her on. But she's otherwise engaged, I'm afraid.
Is she eating okay?
Oh, guess she's a right little gannet.
Look, I can't stop on long. They've said I can have her in here.
Oh, what, for extra visits?
For keeps. In the mother and baby unit.
Wow, right. Blimey, that's brilliant news. That's brilliant.
Yeah, a liaison officer will be in touch with you, get everything sorted.
Rightio.
I know it's a big U-turn, Hayley, but...
No, it's where she should be, with her mummy.
I've got this ache in my chest. I can't bear it.
Well, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's just brilliant news.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Brilliant news.
Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having her.
Oh, no, it's been our pleasure.
And give her a cuddle from me.
Will do.
I've got to go.
All right then, sweetheart. Bye for now.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye, love. Bye.
I believe congratulations are in order. Ginny told me your good news.
Right.
You've not stopped all day, have you?
How do you mean?
Your powwow with the governor. Yeah. Walls have ears.
I just wanted to talk to her about having Hope with me.
Yeah, right.
And the next thing you know, ta-da! You're being shipped in, and I'm being kicked out.
I didn't know they were going to kick you out.
Of course you didn't. Why would you?
Look, Ruth, I'm really sorry if me getting a place means that you can't...
Ah! Somebody grasp me up!
You hate me!
I said somebody grasp me up!
Hey, get out! 4 against 1! Get out!
Everyone hates the grass.
This isn't over. Mummy.
Back up, ladies.
Take your hands up,
Do you want to borrow me concealer?
You're all right.
It's a good one. Cost 20 quid. I would have done. Posh Spice does the advert. Was it Cheryl Cole?
I don't want my friends to see me like this.
Why? Because they'll want to know how you got it and you'll have to own up to being a grass.
Change the record.
Oh, you're not denying it then?
All right, so I am a grass. But I was trying to protect you, help you.
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, you nearly died of an overdose. And she doesn't care. All she cares about is trying to push more drugs on you.
You're always thinking of others, eh? Except you're not. The only reason you grassed Ruth up was to suck up to the governor.
You want to pack your stuff? Move into MBU.
What now?
Well, later this morning. Just make sure you're ready.
Don't worry, I'll be ready. Where have you been?
I'm really sorry, it was my fault.
Oh, no, we were all to blame.
Is she okay?
She's absolutely right as rain.
Hello. Hey, sweetheart. Oh, I have missed you. I am never going to let you out of my sight ever again.
Good idea.
Oh, good. Bessie Bear.
Bessie Bear.
What's happened to your face?
Nothing.
Well, it doesn't look like nothing. Is that why you've been moving?
No, it's got nothing to do with it.
Who's done that to you at that room?
Becky, please drop it. I'm fine. Everything is fine. I thought you weren't coming.
Well, we just thought that she could do with a bit of fresh air, so we took her for a walk and that just lost track of time.
It's all right, I can't really be angry after everything you've all done for me. I'm always late when I go anywhere. Yeah.
I'm afraid that's all the time I've got. That was short and sweet.
It was dead sweet. Thank you all again. You've all been brilliant.
We've just really enjoyed having her. It's fun.
I think we should leave first to settle the baby in. The things are in the back.
Yeah. Thanks, Roy. Thank you. Oh, it's so nice. Sweetie.
All the clothes are clean.
Thank you. Hey, it's okay. Wave bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say bye home.
Bye, sweetheart.
Come on, should we have a little play? Hey, shall we have a little play? What do you think? Yeah. Oh, round and round the garden like a teddy bear. 1 step, 2 step, figgly under there. Oh, you getting a bit hungry? Hey, should we see if Mummy's got a rusk for you? Hey, watch it! My God, Colin, darling, you could have really hurt her.
Don't expect an apology from me, love.
Why are you being like this? I've not done anything to you. I don't even know you.
But I know you, though. And I know what you've done. You've grassed on my mate, Ruth.
I never.
Don't deny it. Everyone knows everything in here.
Why don't you just leave us alone, eh?
Or else what? You gonna go running to Governor again, you little snitch? You can hold her as close as you like, but you can't watch her 24/7.
Fiona, what can I do for you?
I haven't got long. I've had to leave Hope in the mother and baby unit.
But I assume there's a nursery assistant with her.
Yeah, but I have to be there. It's just that she's not safe. And neither am I.
How do you mean?
It's because I told on Ruth. And now everybody knows what I did, and...
Are you saying someone's threatened you again?
You know what it's like. Everybody hates the grass.
Look, you have to be clear on this. Has someone made a threat against you or your baby?
I'd like to request a transfer to another prison.
Look, I'm afraid it's not as easy as that.
Yeah, just somewhere that no one knows me. A fresh start.
Look, I'm sure this has already been explained to you. Places in the mother and baby unit are extremely limited. You were lucky to get Hope in here at all.
Yeah, I know, but if you keep us here, anything could happen.
Well, if you won't tell me what's going on...
I can't. I can't say any more, but please, I'm begging you, please move us to another place, somewhere safe.
You've had a busy afternoon.
Go away.
Proper little snitch, aren't you? Been telling tales again.
I haven't said anything to anyone.
So, how come you went to see the liaison officer?
That's none of your business.
You just don't get it, do you, Chuck? There's no such thing as a secret in here.
I haven't said anything. Honest.
Honest. Like I'm gonna take your word for it.
Right, you come any closer?
I'm not thick. Won't do anything now, would I? Nah, I'll just wait. Just bide my time. I'm used to it.
Fiona, can you come with me, please?
Where?
Please want to see you.
What now? What, it's going to be Hope's tea in a minute?
It's important.
Right. Says I was determined not to do this. It's just I'm a bit shocked, that's all.
Fizz, just try and calm down.
I'm sorry. It's just that DC Redfern came in to see me and I thought maybe I was off the hook or something, but he's charged me with the murder of Joy and Charlotte.
Oh, no.
You gotta be joking. I know. He's mad. I didn't do it, Jess. Why don't they believe me? Sorry, someone else needs to use the phone, so, I'm gonna go.
Listen, we'll come in and see you soon.
Okay, thanks.
Look after yourself.
Yeah, you too. Bye. See, I put all these lovely people on the wall. And then whenever we feel a bit weird, or lonely, or scared, we can just look at the pictures and it feels like they're here. See, there's our Chesney, and Roy and Hayley, all the people that we love. It's all right, darling.
You ready for some lunch, Fiona?
Yeah,
Fiona, you either eat now or you won't eat till tea time.
Okay, I'll just get Hope.
What do you want?
Nothing.
You've got to toughen up.
I've just found out that I'm being blamed for 3 murders. If I was guilty, why am I not hard as nails, eh?
Come on.
What's so funny? Who did this? Hey, was it you? You silly...
Fiona. Problem?
Yeah, you could say that. My daughter's got to sleep in here. It's not fair.
Blimey. Didn't know she could read already.
It's not funny.
You can get the last laugh if you want. Make a complaint. Fancy that? Right. Better get the paint stripper then.
What, have I got to remove it?
I'm not the maid, love. And unless you report it, we'll assume you've done it yourself.
She okay?
Like you care.
I'm asking her.
I can't find a teddy bear, Bessie. It's a favourite. It took me ages to settle her without it.
Does it look like this?
Where'd you find it?
Down in the woods, having a picnic with some of her mates. Do I not even get a thank you?
I always keep it in our room in case we lose it. How did you even get in? I always keep it locked.
Just goes to show. There's no such thing as a locked door. Not even in this place. Sweet dreams, little one.
Hiya.
Thanks for coming. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. I got this for Hope. I had wrapped it, but I suppose they have to check it wasn't a file or something.
Thanks.
It's really good, Kirk says.
Good.
Yeah, he got one for Liam.
Right.
She looks well.
Yeah, she's doing all right, aren't you? Considering everything she's been through.
What about you?
I just want it to end.
I know you've had it hard, Fizz, but you've just got to hang in there. No one who knows you thinks that you killed anyone. And sooner or later, the police will realise that and they'll have to
they've found my fingerprints on Joy's handbag. And they've got evidence I was at Charlotte's house. DNA.
How?
Because I went round there once to have it out with her. I ended up smashing the old place up. So Charlotte's parents told the police all about it, and according to them, that means I've got a violent streak.
Well, that doesn't mean that you killed her or anybody else.
Doesn't mean I didn't either.
Who's that?
You don't want to know.
Fizz?
It's nothing. I'm all right.
Well, you don't seem it.
I told you, I'm fine.
What are you not telling me?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does, because I'm your mate. Now, what's going on?
I knew there was drugs going round in here, but I didn't want to get involved, so I kept quiet. But then my cellmate overdosed. She nearly died. And I found out where it was coming from. So I went to the governor. I told him everything. I thought I was doing the right thing, Tyrone. I thought I was trying to help. Next thing I know, I'm being called a grass. I've been threatened. My cell's been trashed.
Well, you've got to go back to the governor and tell him what's been going on again.
What, grass on her again?
Yeah. You can't just deal with this by yourself, Fizz. No one can.
Won't do any good. Anyway, it's not me I'm worried about.
Oh, you're trying to say that they'd hope to get to you?
You don't know what it's like in here. What it does to people. Nothing would surprise me anymore.
Well, who's that bloke she's with? Is that a boyfriend?
Yeah, Leon, yeah.
Maybe I can have a word with him, tell him what's been going on, because if no one in here will listen...
He's a dealer. He's the one that was supplying her the drugs that she was selling in here. Somehow I don't think he's going to be on my side.
This is what we're going to do?
We? This is my problem, not yours.
Not anymore.
No, I don't want you involved, Ty. I mean it. Promise me you'll forget what I told you.
How can I?
Promise me.
all right?
It was so strange, Roy. I honestly thought we'd have nothing to talk about, but, do you know, it was almost like old times. No, I'm not down. Roy, his visit was just what I needed. Seriously, I'm still laughing at some of his jokes. Oh, hello? Hello? Sorry, did I cut you off? Can I have my phone card back, please?
Pretty please.
Give it back.
Rate yourself, do you?
Hey, I'm messing, love. There you go. Oops. What am I like?
Have you finished your phone call?
Yeah, thank you.
All right then, well, don't let me keep you. My little girl loves that book.
I didn't know Ruth and Ginny were working up here.
I think they're on laundry duty. Rather them than me.
Come on, sweetheart. Ruth, it appears we have company.
Can we help you?
Please leave me alone.
I don't know what you're talking about, love.
Have you got any whites that need doing?
How long are you going to keep this up?
I'm sorry, you've lost me.
I think you've mistaken us for someone else.
Lack of sleep will do that. I wonder what monsters she dreams of.
Katie's starting to show now.
Well, she will be. How many weeks is she?
Well, it's getting on for 6 months, so what's that in weeks? Are you okay? Hey, what is it?
It's nothing.
Did I say something?
No.
Then what?
It's just this place. I can't stand it any longer, Ches. Sometimes think I'm going mad. I just feel like I've been left to rot in here and no one cares.
Me and Katie care.
Oh, I know you do.
Nothing's happened, has it?
No.
Something that you're not telling me.
Okay, wind it up, please.
I don't like leaving you when you're like this.
I'm fine.
You'd say if there was something else.
Hey, there isn't. Okay? Don't worry. You have a little play. Hey! The door to my room's open. I thought I was the only one with a key.
Okay, come on.
When is this going to stop? Can't you do something?
If you want to make an official complaint against one of the inmates...
I just want this to stop!
Angry redhead at 9 o'clock.
Here, Grass. How'd you like your cells extreme makeover?
I want a word with you.
You talking to me?
This stops. Now.
Why? You're gonna run off and tell on me?
Right. Back up or I'll rip her head off! I've got some news for you. Your mate Leon has been arrested and charged and locked up. You see, I've got mates on the outside too. And you just made a big mistake. Because right now, I feel like I could squeeze the life out of you. Now you stay away from me and my baby, or I might just completely lose it and do something really bad.
This one bloke, his Weimar armour had 12 puppies.
12?
And he bought leads for them all. 12.
I'm glad it's going well.
Katie sends them off. And Kirk and Tyrone. Everybody's rooting for you, you know that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to come home.
If I come home.
You're innocent, of course you'll come home. Look, I know you're terrified with the trial only being a few days away.
I know what you're trying to do, Ches. And I appreciate it. But we've got to look at the practicalities. If I don't come home...
You will?
Yeah, but if I don't, I might not be able to have Hope with me if I'm on a life sentence. So I was hoping...
What?
I know it's a lot to ask, Because you're going to have your hands full with your own baby before long, I know. I just don't want her to end up in foster care.
She won't end up in care. She's going to be with you. Her mother. It's a murder trial and you haven't killed anyone. How can they find evidence?
They think that I knew about it.
No, they're not doing you for conspiracy. They're saying you helped him commit the actual murders, which you didn't. Yeah, you lied to the police at first when they sniffed around, but that was it.
Ches, I pretended to be someone else so I could steal money from a dead man. How's that going to look?
But you didn't know he was dead.
No, but I helped move the body. All right, so I might not have been there when it actually happened, but it doesn't take a huge leap of the imagination to believe that I was. Even you must see that. Ches, he was lying on our living room floor. Right, you know I only have to have been cutting my toenails, 3 weeks before, and a nail could have pinged across the carpet.
You cut your nails in the living room?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
You over up after.
Listen, it's dead skin, right? Dust, hair, anything. It's DNA. If they found anything, around his body, they can link it back to me.
What? After being dragged out of a canal?
Oh, yeah, that makes it sound less incriminating, being dragged out of a canal.
I wonder if State knows this is happening.
If he's still alive.
Touch wood, he's not.
My solicitor is advising me to change my plea to guilty.
What?
He thinks it's my best chance of getting a lighter sentence.
There is no way on earth you're pleading guilty.
I've got to put hope first, right? And if that means I'll be out of here sooner, then it's a risk I'm willing to take.
You didn't hurt anyone. There is no way you're admitting to any murders, Fizz. I don't care what he says. You will not be found guilty. You're going to be fine.
Hey, Rosie, be careful of that road. Whoa! Come here. Careful now. Hey.
I love you, Joseph.
Yeah?
No, I really do. Do you know that?
Yes, I know that, babe.
And I love my dad.
Yes, I know that too.
And I do love my mum. She's not been a horrible, moody old
Yeah, okay. You all right, Ches?
You all right, mate?
Oh, hi, Chesney. I love Chesney. And I love his dog.
Hey, good luck for tomorrow, by the way.
Right, what's going on tomorrow?
Rosie, come here.
See you later, mate.
Yeah, see you in a bit, pal.
All set.
I've waited that long for today. Now I'd do anything to put it off.
You do know you can't take her into the courtroom with you.
I don't want to. To hear all them lies they're going to be telling. Saying her mother's a murderer.
Word is you're still going to plead not guilty. Is that right?
They've told me not to. But I'm not going to go out there and lie. Saying I'm guilty when I'm not.
Just tell the truth.
And shame the devil. Yes, I would tell the truth if I knew what it was. You keep telling me she's your friend and you know she's innocent.
I do. Fizz wouldn't hurt a fly. Oh, do you think that's her now? Fizz! Fizz, hello, we're here! Oh, I wonder if she saw us.
They don't want to hear if she hurt flies or not. They want to hear, did she help murder anybody?
Well, of course she didn't.
That's what I have to say, is it?
Yes.
This is after I swore to tell the truth, or should I ask if you can skip that bit?
Just tell the truth, which is that she's innocent. Okay?
So the prosecution, they'll put their case first, yes?
Yeah.
I'll be questioning their witnesses, but don't worry if it seems that they're making all the running. We'll get our turn once they're finished.
And when do I have to get up there?
Well, not quite yet. You'll be called as a witness for the defence, which is when you'll get the chance to have your say.
You know, at work, whenever we used to talk about some murder that had been in the papers...
Yes?
We always used to say his wife must have known. She must have. Because she's been there living with him, how can she not?
And you're thinking they'll be saying that about you?
They'll have said it already.
Thank you. So, am I all right sitting here?
Yes, of course.
Are you here for any particular reason, or are you, like me, a student of human nature?
Oh, no. Chesney's a mate of mine. I'm Fizzy, so I had to come.
Well, then I'm sorry to say it, but you should be prepared for the worst.
Why?
They're charging her with 3 murders.
Oh, no. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, she might wriggle out of 1, 2 even, but 3? I don't think so. Here, have a boiled sweet.
All rise.
Fiona Stape? Yeah. This way.
Scared to death.
She has a prison pallor about her. It is never very flattering.
I'm just off to the gents.
Again? Are you all right?
No, I'm not.
No, I mean medically.
Excuse me, is this where the prosecution witnesses wait to be called?
Oh, it's where we've been told to wait, yes.
Are you here for the Stape case?
My partner is. He's gone for a walk.
Terrible, isn't it? Having to relive it all again.
I'm sure it will be, yeah.
He killed our daughter.
Oh, no.
Then he tied us up, and he kept us prisoner in our own cellar.
But still, I suppose we have to remember that it's not him, it's not John on trial, is it?
More's the pity.
But they must know things, though, mustn't they? To be charging her like this, they must know things we don't.
Members of the jury, Fiona Stape stands charged on this indictment, which contains 3 counts. On the first count, she is charged with the murder of Joy Elizabeth Fishwick on the 10th day of January 2011. On the second count, with the murder of Charlotte Hoyle on the 9th day of December 2010. And on the third count, with the murder of Colin Fishwick on the 30th day of July 2010. It is your charge to say, having heard all the evidence, whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty of all or any of these counts.
The case you're about to hear begins with 2 people, the defendant and her husband, John Stape, conspiring to steal the identity of another person, that of a man named Colin Fishwick, who had emigrated to Canada. Problems arose when he returned and discovered what they'd been up to. Their response was to murder him and to hide his body. However, a colleague of John Stape's, Charlotte Hoyle, became aware of what was going on, and so she too had to be dealt with. So now, with the blood of 2 people on their hands, were Mr. and Mrs. Stape safe at last? No. Because now Colin Fishwick's mother, anxious to discover the whereabouts of her son, turned up on their doorstep asking awkward questions. And so we had murder number 3. Members of the jury, these were not crimes of passion, nor were they the result of anger or strong emotion. No. These were deliberate, cold-blooded executions, carried out by 2 people, man and wife, acting together, one of whom stands before you today.
Mr. Packham, can I take you back to April of last year? What position did you then hold?
I was head of English at Daisy High School, Rochdale.
And it was around this time that you were making a new appointment to your department, were you not?
We were, yes.
What was his name?
Well, I thought it was Colin Fishwick.
But it wasn't?
Turned out it wasn't, no.
What was it?
John Stape.
This is the husband of the defendant we're talking about?
Yes.
So why did he do this, call himself by a false name?
Well, he had a criminal record, so he'd never got past a CRB check.
Perhaps you could explain for the jury?
Me?
If you wouldn't mind.
Well, it's, if you're working with children...
It's a check to see whether the person you're employing has got any previous convictions, is it not?
It is, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter.
My pleasure, my lad. So, this stealing of another person's identity, did you know whether his wife knew what he'd done?
Well, she certainly knew he had a criminal record. They got married in prison. Not that they were both in. John, he was.
They got married in prison?
Yes.
Well, I think it's safe to assume that his wife knew all about his criminal record, then. And what about identity theft? Did she know about that?
Well, I think she must have, yes.
Why do you say that?
Just the impression I got when I was with them.
And were you often with them?
No, well, sometimes.
And when you were, how did she address her husband, as John or as Colin?
Well, as Colin, I think. Well, she must have, or else I would have...
You would have noticed?
Well, I think.
And how did you address her?
Me?
Address her?
Well, as Mrs. Fishwick, yes.
And she accepted this?
Seemed to.
So this was a double act? This was two people, both of them pretending to be people that they weren't?
I suppose so.
Now, I want to be clear about this. You're telling us that there was never any doubt that the defendant was as much a part of this charade as her husband was, hmm?
Yes.
Finally, Mr. Packham, I don't suppose you happen to remember the home address of Mr. and Mrs. Stape, do you? Who, of course, you knew as Mr. and Mrs. Fishwick.
Yes, I do. I've got rather a good memory for that sort of thing.
I'm glad to hear it.
Number 5, Coronation Street.
And directly across from this address, could you tell us what we might find? What sort of building?
Directly... Oh, a factory, an underwear factory.
And the distance from number 5 to this factory would be... what would you say?
40 metres.
30 metres? From the Stape's front door to the factory where the body of Colin Fishwick was discovered.
My lads.
No more questions, my lord.
And we hope no more remarks like that one either. Miss Taban?
No questions, my lord.
So you were on the prosecution side? Fizz rescued you when we were all tied up in your cellar.
I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to discuss the case until I've given my evidence.
This is Dorothy Hoyle.
Oh, yes, that's me.
They want you in court. If you would follow me.
Just answer the questions.
Of course. Yes, I will.
Go in and see what she says.
In where?
Public gallery. I will, but they won't let me. Oh, go on, Katie, please.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Could you tell us your full name?
Dorothy Alexandra Hoyle.
And you're the mother of Charlotte Hoyle?
I was when she was alive, yes.
Of course. Could you tell us, please, about the first time you became aware that Charlotte was involved with John Stape?
Well, she told us that she'd met someone, and she wanted us to meet him. So we did. We were pleased.
And this person was?
John Stape, yes.
And was he introduced to you under that name?
No. Oh, no, he was Colin. He was always Colin.
What did you and your husband think of him?
We liked him. We thought, at last, she's met the right man.
And had she?
Definitely not. He was conning her like he was conning us.
And, in your opinion, why was he doing this?
Well, I've got to think that it was because Charlotte knew what she knew and he had to keep her quiet. Which, of course, he did, eventually. By the only way he could.
My lads, if the witness would just answer the questions.
Mrs. Hoyle, when did you first encounter Fiona Stape, the defendant?
Well, I remember one day we're going to visit Charlotte. And as we got near, she came running out of Charlotte's front door. And then, when we got inside, the whole flat was ransacked.
And did you discover why?
Charlotte wouldn't tell us. But it was definitely her that had done it.
And were there any subsequent occasions when you actually met the defendant?
Well, one day, this was after Charlotte was no longer with us, we found Colin, as we thought of him, stuffing money through our letterbox. I still don't know why. Well, anyway, he was in quite a state, so we ended up sending for his friend. This was...
The defendant?
She came to collect him.
And how did she introduce herself?
She said she was his friend.
Not his wife?
No. Definitely not. She was his friend. And she called him Colin. So we were being led right up the garden path, weren't we?
So you and your husband were imprisoned by John Stape?
We were, yes.
In your own cellar, in your own home?
Yes.
How did you escape?
Escape?
Yes, escape. What happened?
Well, he came to see us.
John Stape?
And while he was there, she turned up.
And she challenged him as to what he was doing, and then she called the police, didn't she?
Well, it was all very confusing.
Mrs. Hoyle, the defendant rescued you. Far from working with her husband, she was the one who alerted the police as to what was going on.
Maybe that's what they wanted us to think. I don't know.
No further questions, my lord.
Mr. Bendine?
Yes.
Could you come with me, please?
Well, it's over now.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't ever want to have to go through anything like that again.
She won't even admit that Fizz rescued him. It's like she was trying to make out it was all an act.
Hey, you took an oath in there.
Oh, dear. What now?
Now, look, we don't want an argument. We just
Why
want...
didn't you just tell the truth? Fizz didn't know anything about what State was up to.
I was testifying about our daughter. What had happened to her.
Yes, but Fizz had nothing to do with that. You know she hadn't.
You can say what you like, but that husband of hers could never have done what he did without her. Our daughter would be alive now if your precious sister hadn't kept her mouth shut and gone along with everything.
Mr. Dean, you're a solicitor.
Yes.
Joy Fishwick was your client.
Yes.
You handled her will. Could you tell us about that, please?
Well, it was very straightforward. She'd left everything to her son, Colin.
So you set out to contact Colin?
Yes.
Did you succeed?
Well, I thought I had.
What happened?
Well, I believed I'd arranged an appointment with Colin, but then the defendant arrived in his place, claiming to be his wife and telling me that Colin was in hospital.
The defendant turned up at your office and told you that she was Colin Fishwick's wife?
Yes.
What did you do?
Well, I believed her. I'd no reason not to. So I arranged for the legacy to be paid over to her.
She must have put on quite a performance, one which left no room for any doubt.
She did.
Why do you think she was able to do that?
Well, she must have known that the real Colin Fishwick wasn't going to turn up and expose her as a fraud.
Why wasn't he?
Because she knew he was dead?
Exactly.
My lord.
She knew Colin Fishwick wasn't going to turn up because 3 months earlier, her and her husband had murdered him.
I anticipated you feeling a little apprehensive, so made up a flask of chamomile.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Roy, but I'll be under enough pressure from that berry stew without me bloody joining in. Hey.
Hiya.
Hiya, love. How did it go this morning?
Not brilliant.
That solicitor bought that Fizz, mate. He made it sound well dodgy.
She really needs us to come through for her.
Please, you're both witnesses. The law strictly forbids any conversation with regard to proceedings.
All right. We're going. Just do your best for it, yeah? See you later.
This whole thing's a travesty. I mean, me, a witness for the prosecution. Anybody with the slightest knowledge of Fizz knows that she couldn't have done what they're saying.
I have every confidence that once evidence has been weighed, justice will prevail.
Fizz had better hope not. She shouldn't go booking any holidays, that's for sure.
She's done nothing wrong.
You weren't inside that courtroom. You could have strained a saucepan of peas through a story.
Sounds like she was up to her neck in the whole sorry affair. Yeah, you only had to listen to him.
Believe what I was hearing. I mean, talk about a hatchet job. You might as well have said, here's Johnny.
I was on oath. I had to answer the questions.
In such detail.
I'm a meticulous man. When you're under pressure, you revert to type. I just told the truth. I never meant to let anyone down.
I'm sorry. I'm just really worried, that's all. Listening to that lot in there, if I didn't know Fizz, I'd swear she was a...
We just have to keep the faith.
Mrs. Cropper, could you tell the court when you first became aware of the accused?
Yes, myself and my husband fostered Fizz, Fiona, for a short while.
She came from a difficult background.
Well, her mother struggled to cope with her and her brother, so they were in care for a while.
So her childhood was unstable, troubled?
Well, she had a rough start, yeah, but she overcame all that. She's one of them...
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Cropper. I'm sure the court understands your loyalty, but if I could take us back to the night that Colin Fishwick was killed, 30th of July last year, do you recall your whereabouts?
Yes, I do. It was Chesney's, that's Fizz's brother's 16th birthday, and we were holding a party for him in the cafe we run.
And were Mr. and Mrs. Stape in attendance?
Not John, no. Fizz said that he'd be coming along later.
What was so urgent as to have kept him from a family party, huh?
She said he was busy updating his CV.
That's one way of putting it, I suppose.
How would you describe Mrs. Stapes' mood that night?
When John didn't show, she was worried.
So what did she do?
She went home to look for him.
Did she find him?
No.
How long was she away?
20 minutes or so.
Or so?
It's like a cat with a half-dead mouse.
It can't have been more than 25. It's hard to recall, you know.
More like where she's unravelling.
How far would you say it was from number 5 Coronation Street to your cafe? A minute's walk?
About that.
And the accused didn't go anywhere else?
No, not that she said.
And she would have been keen to get back to her brother's party, of course. So by your estimation, that means she must have spent at least 23 minutes searching for her husband.
I suppose.
23 minutes. To search a 2 up, 2 down with a tiny yard.
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem rather excessive?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what she was doing. She could have been doing anything in that time.
Indeed, she could have. And we've already established that Colin Fishwick died in that house on that night. And given her lengthy absence from the party, isn't it more likely that Mrs. Stape found her husband and assisted him in the murder of Colin...
My Lord! Mr. Hunter!
Beg my Lord's pardon. How did the accused seem when she returned? Mrs. Cropper?
Well, she was upset, agitated, but only...
No more questions.
Oh dear, with friends like that.
I understand.
Would you like a cream and toffee?
No, thank you.
I don't know why I pay my licence fee with all this on tap for nothing.
That's right. I beg your pardon.
And it's
The
perfect.
romance, the cut and thrust, the spectacle. I've seen nothing like it since Potter.
This isn't being laid on for your amusement. Fizz could be facing a lengthy term of imprisonment.
Think herself lucky. The way things are going, if the judge still had his black hanky, he wouldn't be blowing his nose with
Upon her
it.
return to the party, was there anything in Mrs. Stape's demeanour to suggest anything other than a natural concern over her husband's whereabouts?
No, nothing. She was managing to enjoy the party. We all were.
And when the party was over, how was she?
She was annoyed because her brother Chesney had put alcohol in the punch, so she gave him a bit of a telling off.
So at the end of an evening, when my learned friend would have this court believe she'd committed murder, Mrs. Stape was concerned with a juvenile prank. Did Mr. Stape appear at all?
Yes, right at the death. At the end. He seemed a bit flustered.
And how did Mrs. Stape react upon seeing him?
She asked him where he'd been, and he said that he'd been having trouble with his printer.
There was nothing out of the ordinary about their exchange?
No, they seemed the same as ever.
Thank you, Mrs. Cropper. No further questions, my lord.
Jason!
You all right, babe? How are you?
Gross, you need a bib. What are you doing with those flaming pictures?
Pictures?
Well, I spoke to the estate agents and they haven't got any pictures of the flat.
Oh, the pictures, right. Well, I'll drop them in when I get a chance.
But you've had all morning. Do you want us to get our own place?
Yeah, well, it's been mad since Chris has been off sick.
Oh, yeah, I can see that you rushed off your feet.
Babe, I'll do it in a minute.
You know, forget it. Give us the camera. Come on, give it. I will speak to the estate agents and I'll sort the viewings because if I leave it to you, it will never get sold.
Whatever you want.
Dr. Goodridge, you are the senior forensic scientist on this case.
That's correct.
The court has heard that Mr. Fishwick died of a brain hemorrhage caused by injuries consistent with those of a sustained attack. I believe that certain fibres were also found on the body.
Yes, there were several of these.
Were you able to identify the source?
A large number came from clothing belonging to John Stape. There were others we were unable to identify, and a substantial number from clothing belonging to the accused.
And these particular fibres, where were they found?
A number were in and around a head wound to Mr. Fishwick.
The court has also heard the results of Joy Fishwick's autopsy. The cause of death was given as an angina attack, an attack that would have been alleviated by the use of her GTN spray. Where was the spray found?
It was in her handbag next to the body, I believe.
She would have been told to keep it close to her at all times.
According to her medical records, she'd been strongly advised to do so. She was made aware that failure to use it could be fatal.
And when you examined the spray, was it functioning correctly?
Yes. As I said, it was found in her bag. There's no indication she attempted to use it.
I see. And finally, Dr. Goodridge, did your examination of the spray reveal anything else?
Yes, the fingerprints of the accused were found to be on the bottle.
In your earlier evidence, you said fibres from Mrs. Stape's clothing were found around a head wound to Mr. Fishwick.
That's right.
Were these fibres transferred at the time the injury was inflicted?
Neither I nor the pathologist can say that for certain.
Oh, well, were they transferred around the time of Mr. Fishwick's death?
I don't know. It's impossible to determine when they were transferred.
Really? So are you telling the court that these fibres could have been transferred at any point my client had contact with the body?
I suppose that's true, yes.
So it's perfectly possible that when Mrs. Stape was coerced into moving the
my
body...
lord. You know that's contentious, Miss Taban.
My lord. When Mrs. Stape moved the body with her husband some months after Mr. Fishwick's death, the fibres could have become attached then.
That could be the case.
Equally, the fingerprints the police identified on Mrs. Fishwick's GTN spray, could they have been made at any time?
In theory, yes.
So when Mrs. Fishwick visited Mrs. Stape's house a few weeks earlier, and my client passed Mrs. Fishwick her spray, the prints could have been left then?
They could.
So in reality, there is absolutely no forensic evidence whatsoever definitively placing my client at the scene when Mr. Fishwick or his mother died.
Not definitely, no.
Thank you, Dr. Goodridge. No further questions, my lord.
I called Detective Sergeant Redfern to the witness box.
Do you reckon the other coppers called him Anthea?
Perhaps you should give us a
Please
twirl.
take the right hand, read the words on the top.
Go on, Anthony, give us a twirl. Good game, good game. Oh, you're a lovely audience. But the last week was...
Stop it! Making a show of yourself.
Quiet in the gallery, please. Continue, Mr. Hunter.
Thank you, my lord. Detective Redfern, during your initial interviews with Mrs. Stape, how forthcoming was she regarding these offences?
Not at all. When first questioned, she said she didn't know her husband had stolen Colin Fishwick's identity. She claimed the first she knew of any wrongdoing was when she followed him to the Hoyles.
She's a damn liar!
Please! I must insist upon quiet or I will clear this court! Please continue, Mr. Hunter.
Yet she now admits being aware of the identity theft almost from its inception. What did she say about her role in claiming Joy Fishwick's estate?
When I first mentioned Mrs. Fishwick to the accused, she denied all knowledge of her.
This is long after, as the court has heard, her posing as Mrs. Fishwick's daughter-in-law in order to fraudulently inherit.
That's correct.
Turning now to Mr. Fishwick's death, did she freely admit her part in the conspiracy to conceal it?
Not for a long time. It was only when faced with overwhelming evidence that Mrs. State broke down and confessed to helping hide the body. That was the pattern throughout the course of our investigations.
But she consistently lied to you?
From the beginning. And not just to us. From what we've uncovered, Mr. and Mrs. State repeatedly deceived their closest friends and family in order to conceal their activities.
I see. So, if it had been left up to Mrs. State to come forward, do you believe that these offences would have ever come to light?
Absolutely not.
I didn't do it! I didn't kill anyone!
Silence! No further questions.
I feel like I've been beaten up, but it's Fizzy who'll have the bruises.
You answered his questions clearly and truthfully. That's all anyone could ask.
It was that copper who really stuck the knife in.
Might have known. How did our side get on with him?
You could tell he were used to handling lawyers.
She never laid a glove on him. There's no point dressing it up.
Well, he's right. It's best to know what we're up against.
I just wish I could have done more. I bet you can see your face in that courtroom floor because that barrister wipes every inch of it with me. I don't know how he sleeps at night.
I expect he can afford a very comfortable mattress, but we really shouldn't be discussing all this.
This isn't the barrister's fault. He's just doing his job. This is down to State, nobody else. He's the one who's ruined Fizz's life.
Do you need a lift to prison to see Fizz?
Yeah. God knows what I'm going to say to her, though.
You tell her to keep her chin up. It's not over till the fat lady...
Man, I want to play the game with you. Life can be terribly tame.
Tell Fizz we're thinking of her.
Cheers.
Come on.
All right.
Been better.
Tomorrow will be different. I'm going to do all I can for you.
I know. But there's only so much you can say that they'll let you say. If I was on that jury, my mind would be made up.
You don't know that.
I can see it in their eyes, Ches. The way they looked at me today. Murderer. That's what they're thinking, and maybe they're right.
No.
Yeah. If I hadn't have taken John back, if I hadn't thought that I knew better than Sally and all the rest of them, 3 people would still be alive. And the Hoyles would have been spared a lot of pain.
That's flaming ridiculous. Nobody in the right mind could have foreseen what happened. I hardly believe it now. Hope is depending on you. And there's a little niece and nephew that's going to need you and all. Not to mention the dad.
You'll cope. That's what we do. We've had to.
Yeah. We've had to fight every inch of the way. And we're not stopping now. You're going to get up in that courtroom tomorrow, take everything they throw at you and chuck it right back at them. Promise me, Viz. Promise me that you won't give up.
I won't. But it really doesn't matter what I do. I need a miracle, Ches.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I believe you have a flat for sale on Coronation Street? Yeah, that's the one. I'd like to book a viewing. Well, as soon as possible, really. But tomorrow's great. What time suits the vendor? That's perfect. Oh, my name, it's Chips. It's Mr. Chips. I will look forward to seeing her there tomorrow, then. Bye.
You ready for me?
Yeah.
Would you please take the book in your right hand and read the words on the card?
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. John loved teaching. I mean, he really loved it. It was like it was his whole life. And then when it was taken away from him, he was a shadow of himself. I knew he was pretending to be Colin Fishwick, and I was never happy about it. I knew that it made him feel himself again.
But you must have known that what he was doing was illegal.
But I didn't think he was doing any harm. Because he was teaching. He was helping kids to learn. He was a good teacher.
And what about the real Colin Fishwick?
I didn't know he was dead. I thought he was in Canada. I had no idea. Not until I walked into that factory and I saw John pulling his body out of a hole in the ground. I didn't know. You have to believe me, I didn't know.
So you discovered your husband standing over the body of a man whose identity he'd stolen, and you did nothing.
No.
A correction, you didn't do nothing, you did something. You helped him hide the body again.
I know I was wrong, but I was worried about Chesney, and I was worried about Hope. I just wasn't thinking properly, and John just kept on at me. I didn't know what to do.
You didn't know what to do. Well, you knew what to do when Joy Fishwick died, though, didn't you? You fraudulently claimed Colin's inheritance. Why would you have done that unless you knew Colin was dead?
I thought he was in Canada.
You knew he was buried under the floor of the factory where you worked.
No.
So, your husband murdered 3 people and you knew nothing about it.
That's the truth.
Except, you left your brother's birthday party and had plenty of time to be a part of Colin Fishwick's murder.
No.
And during the chaos and confusion of the tram crash, you had ample opportunity to be a part of Charlotte's murder.
No.
And you knew your husband was planning to kill Joy Fishwick so that you could claim her inheritance.
No, none of that is true. None of it.
Is it true, then, that John Stape had an affair with one of his students, one of his own students, and subsequently kidnapped her and held her against her will in his grandmother's house?
Yeah, that's true.
With all due respect, Mrs. Stape, Mrs. Fishwick, Fiona, Fizz, whichever name you prefer, you knew exactly what type of man you married.
I've done terrible things. I've lied. I covered for John. And yeah, I did. I claimed money that wasn't mine, but I never killed anyone. And I never knew anyone had been killed.
So who committed these murders?
John! It was John who did it!
And where is John now?
I don't know!
Well, you blame everything on him, yet he's not here to contradict you. Tell the truth, Mrs. Stape. You colluded with identity theft, fraud, and murder.
No! It wasn't me! It was John! It was John!
Hello, is that Mr. Chips to view the flat?
Yes.
Okay, come up. Welcome to the flat that you've been dreaming about.
Hello, Rosie. We need to talk. First things first, this is not a kidnap. I don't want to hurt you. I've got a very important job for you. We need to stop Fizz going to jail. Now, the only way that's going to happen is if the jury hear my side of the story. So you are going to walk into that court and you're going to tell them my side of the story. No. Don't worry. I'll take you through all the details. By the time we've finished, you'll know what happened better than me. Think about it like revising for an exam. I'll teach you to pass with an A star. And then, when we've finished, you and Fizz will both go free. Right, well, we've got a lot to get through, so we really should get started. But if I take that gag off, do you promise not to scream? Good. You're a bright girl. This is your chance to prove it. Okay. Not ready yet. That's fine. We can wait.
Mrs. Sullivan, can I take you back to the night of July 30th, 2010? It was the night of Chesney Brown's 16th birthday party.
Yes, I remember.
Did you see John Stape that night?
Yes, I did. It was quite late.
Where did you see him?
Outside my flat, in front of the factory. He was in a bit of a state. He was having trouble moving an old carpet.
A carpet?
Yeah, a roll of carpet. Oh, I don't know. It might have been a large rug.
I see. And was there anything unusual about this carpet or rug?
Well, they tell me Colin Fishwick's body was wrapped in it. I didn't see the body, but it would definitely explain why John was in such a state.
And was John on his own?
No, his friend Charlotte was helping him. He said she was a work colleague, and he was giving her the carpet.
And this would be Charlotte Hoyle?
Yes.
What about the defendant? Was Mrs. Stape helping her husband dispose of the body in the carpet?
No.
You didn't see Fiona Stape at all?
No. She was at Chesney's birthday party.
Thank you, Mrs. Sullivan. No further questions.
Seventh time lucky. You agree to help me? Get a drink of water. You scream again, you stay thirsty. Understand?
You were completely mental.
Do you want a drink?
Yes, please.
I've got more treats. Sweets, chocolate bars, cereal bars. We can have a midnight feast later when we've done some work.
Why do I have to do this? Why me?
Why? I thought that'd be obvious. Because you started it. One more time. Chesney's birthday party started at 6. Fizz was there from the very beginning. I was supposed to arrive later, but first, Charlotte came round, and then Colin turned up about 8. Now, there were 3 phone calls where Fizz phoned to find out where I was. The phone records will prove exactly when these took place, and will also prove that Fizz couldn't have been in the house when Colin collapsed. Is this going in?
Yeah.
What time did Chesney's birthday party start?
Oh,
come on! You need to concentrate! We haven't even started on the other 2 murders.
Well, why do I have to do this? Why didn't you just confess to the police that you killed everyone?
First, I only killed Charlotte. Colin and Joy died of natural causes. I just happened to be there. And second, I can't go back to jail.
Why not? That's where you should be.
I know, but I can't. I wouldn't cope. I couldn't cope. You don't know what it's like. I'd rather die than go back there. And that's why you have to do this. Not for me, but for Fizz. I might be guilty, but she isn't. Now, let's go back to the night Colin died.
Well done.
Please take the book in your right hand and read the words.
I just told the truth.
Not believable, credible.
You were clear, precise, and lucid.
Not at all doddery.
He looks dead nervous.
No, he'll be fine.
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Chesney Brown.
You are the brother of Fiona Stape, the defendant.
Yes?
And you lived at number 5 Coronation Street with Fiona and John Stape for over 2 years.
That's right.
Chesney, do you think your sister's a murderer?
Miss Tabor!
I know she's not. She's not capable of doing something like that.
But she is, by her own admission, capable of lying, of deception, of fraud even.
She had a premature baby in an incubator and an husband in the psychiatric ward. She was desperate. She's admitted everything she did wrong, but deep down, she's a good person. The best.
Let me ask you about John Stape. We've all heard how he kidnapped you and Dorothy and Alan Hoyle and held you captive in their cellar.
That's right.
Whilst you were there, did you hear John Stape confess to the killings of Charlotte Hoyle and Joy Fishwick?
Yes, I did. And I saw Fizz's face when he said it. She had no idea.
What makes you say that?
She loved him. She thought he was a decent bloke. When he admitted he'd killed people, it was like a punch in the face. There's no way on earth she knew what he'd been up to.
After the defendant, you probably spent more time with John Stape than anyone else. Can you tell us what he was like?
He was always creepy. Like, not quite normal. As time went on, he got more and more jittery, moody, angry. He'd snap at you for no reason. He was a liar and a bully, and he forced Fizz into helping him. Fizz never harmed anyone. He's the criminal, and he's the one who should be on trial for murder, not her.
This is a diagram of the street. This is where the tram crashed. Now, I took Charlotte's body down the back of the ginnel, behind the corner shop, and I threw the hammer over the wall.
You threw it over the wall?
That's right. And I went back for it later.
Why did you kill Charlotte?
Because she was going to tell Fizz about Colin. And she had this mad obsession with me. I had no choice. I was going to confess, but everybody assumed that she'd been injured in the tram crash. But it's on here, actually, there. That's where the paramedics took over and found that she wasn't actually dead.
She wasn't dead?
No. They put her on a life support machine in the same hospital as Fizz was giving birth to Hope. I keep asking myself how my life got so out of control. Do you want to know the answer?
Yeah.
You. You and your short skirts and your silly schoolgirl crush on a weak-minded English teacher.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to give you a written test. Find out how much of this has gone in. Question 1. Where was Fizz when I was burying Colin's body with Charlotte? Write the answers on the paper.
So, Chesney, you knew Fiona was planning to fraudulently claim Colin Fishwick's inheritance?
She was desperate to help Hope. She'd no money. She needed help.
Couldn't you have helped her?
I did everything I could.
But it wasn't enough. A few quid here and there, it's not £72,000, is it?
No, she never knew how much money it'd be. She just wanted enough to get by.
Seems like a very risky plan.
Like I said, she was desperate.
Unless, of course, she knew that the real Colin was dead and was never going to turn up to contest the will.
She didn't know.
How do you know she didn't know?
Because I know her.
Your loyalty is very admirable, but I suggest you may not know your sister as well as you think you do.
Look, I know her, and I know she's innocent.
Well, not entirely. Even you have agreed that much. Tell me this, though. If you knew Fiona had committed fraud, why didn't you go to the police to report this crime?
Because she's my sister.
And you'd do or say anything to protect her, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Even though you knew she was guilty. Because that, Chesney, is exactly what you're doing now.
No, I'm telling the truth.
Thank you. No more questions.
There's an A in murder weapon. Fizz was at Leanne Barlow's hen night when I killed Charlotte. And I hid the hammer in the cistern of the privy at number 5. That's 12 out of 20.
That's not bad.
No, it's just simple history. All you have to do is remember the details. The details are important. It's a court of law. Fizz's freedom depends on you.
Oh, please. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. We'll do it together.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, well, I don't care what you want. People have died. This is not a game. Do you want to get out of here alive? Right, then you'll do this, and you'll do it right. You've got to be in court tomorrow, so if that means we have to do this all night, then we will. Now, are you ready to start again?
Yes.
Thank you. Morning. How are you feeling?
Terrified. I feel sick to my stomach.
You're bound to be scared, but try and stay... Don't give up hope.
That is what I'm scared of. If they find me guilty, I am going to have to give her up, aren't I?
That's not going to happen.
Oh, come on, you saw them. They tore me apart in that court yesterday.
All right, so some things didn't quite go as well as I would have liked, but you've a good chance of being acquitted. Besides, you've got a secret weapon.
What's that?
Juries are very influenced by how someone comes across in the witness box, whether they seem innocent or not.
I don't feel very innocent right now. In fact, if I was them, I'd probably throw away the key.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? Watching me suffer.
No. Believe it or not, I don't want to be here any more than you do.
Please, just let me go. I won't tell anybody what's happened.
Rosie.
I won't even say that I've seen you, honest.
That's enough. All you have to do is walk into that courtroom and tell them what I told you to say. And then you can go.
Well, it's pretty hard to remember stuff when you're tied to a chair and you're starving hungry.
I didn't think models ate much.
That's so not funny.
Oh, look, I've got some more chocolate. Let's go through this one more time, and if you get it right, you can have some. So, let's start with the night Colin died.
It's good you could make it.
Yeah, well, it would have been here sooner if it weren't for work.
I know. I'm sure Fizz doesn't know.
Do you need the toilet?
What? Oh, no, I'm just nervous. I can't stop my palms from sweating.
All rise.
Fiona Stape is a liar. This is not open to debate. It is a fact. She told the police that she had no idea her husband had stolen Colin Fishwick's identity. A lie. She told them that she'd never met Colin's elderly and gravely ill mother. A lie. Not only did she know her, but after Joy Fishwick's untimely death, the accused callously stole the money that she'd bequeathed to her son in her will. Correction. Her missing son. Because that brings us to yet another lie. And this one, I think you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, is in a class all of its own. Fiona Stape swore she knew nothing of Colin Fishwick's whereabouts. The truth, however, was very different. She knew Colin was dead. How? Because she'd helped her husband dispose of his body. Lie after lie after lie. And in amongst all this deceit and half-truths, let us not forget the bodies of 3 people. Colin Fishwick, Joy Fishwick, and Charlotte Hoyle. What did these 3 people have in common? The knowledge to bring Fiona Stape and her husband John's tower of lies crashing to the ground. And yet now, we're being asked to believe that she knew nothing of these murders, that her husband John Stape acted entirely alone, and that she never once suspected or questioned him as to what was going on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unlike the accused, I believe that you may find that last lie particularly hard to stomach.
She's gonna lose, isn't she?
Don't say that.
You told me I'm wrong.
Then Fizz had the baby at the hospital.
Good. Then what?
And then you went home and you moved Charlotte's body.
What else?
What do you mean?
What else did I do?
I don't know.
Well, think.
You went to bed?
No. How many times? I got rid of the evidence. The hammer. The hammer that I hid behind the toilet. The one I wish I had here right now.
Please stop shouting at me. It's not my fault.
Oh, for God's sake.
This is so stupid.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. No one is going to believe me. No one is going to believe any of this.
Well, they better for your sake.
What?
I'm a desperate man, Rosie. You're my last chance, and if that isn't desperate, I don't know what is. So you better get this right, and you better get it right today, because Fizz needs me, and I'm not going to let her down again.
For the last few days, we've sat in this courtroom and listened to evidence and witness statements from investigating police officers to forensic experts. And you've watched as my learned friend and I have pored over their words again and again. And all of this, in order to ascertain one thing: whether or not my client is guilty of the crimes she's charged with. Now, Fiona Stape, by her own admission, is not a blameless woman. She has readily confessed to fraud by false representation, and, as you yourselves have seen, expressed great remorse for her actions. Now, whether or not you believe those actions were motivated by greed or by the desire to protect her child or by fear of her husband is not important. What is important, however, is that she has not once admitted any involvement or responsibility for the murders of Joy and Colin Fishwick or Charlotte Hoyle. And the reason for that is simple. She didn't do it. Because despite everything, the hours of witness statements, the cross-examination, the speculation, there is not one single concrete piece of forensic evidence, not one single eyewitness statement that can conclusively prove that my client, Fiona Stape, played any role in any of these murders. And for that reason alone, you must find her not guilty.
So what happens now?
As far as I understand, the court is adjourned, and the jury attempt to reach a decision.
And what do we do?
We wait.
They can't have put it away at that age, can't they?
Yeah.
I've got 3, all girls, all teenagers. To be honest, sometimes it's a relief to come in here.
Difference is you get to go home afterwards.
Yeah, darling. You want some more?
Oh, yeah. Imagine how Fizz must be feeling. Poor thing.
Why is it taking so long? I mean, it's obvious she didn't kill anyone. She couldn't.
Obvious to those of us who know her, but the jury can only make their decision on the evidence they're presented with.
Tell me the truth. Do you think they're going to find her guilty?
I own a cafeteria. I'm hardly a legal expert.
I know. I'm asking you as a mate.
I remain hopeful that justice will be done and Fizz will be acquitted.
Although, you have to admit that the prosecution's closing statement was very compelling.
Who asked you?
I'm just saying.
Well, maybe you shouldn't. I don't even know what you're even doing here.
I'm as concerned about Fizz as anyone else.
Oh, please. Spare me the I only came to offer my support speech. I've seen you in there, with your boiled sweets, straining your neck to make sure you don't miss a word.
I resent that. Take it back.
I shan't.
Take it back.
I shan't.
Take it back.
Just back it in, will you? Both of you. My mate's sister, one of the best people I've ever met in my life, is waiting to find out if she's going to prison. And all you two can do is argue. Just try thinking about someone other than yourselves for a change.
Sorry it took so long. The queue for the toilets was murder.
What are you doing?
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, are you deliberately trying to make me angry?
I've never been good at remembering stuff. I am trying my best.
You're trying my patience.
I just want to go home.
When you've done what I asked.
No!
Get this into your dense, pouting head once and for all. I give the orders round here, not you. So you do what I tell you, and you do it quickly, or I swear to God. What now? Rosie? Rosie, you in there?
Dad, help!
Come on, don't just stand there. Hey.
Dad!
Rosie, are you okay? Hey! Hey! Jace, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just go after him!
Kevin, what's wrong?
He's back in here! Scumbag Stape. He took Rosie. Look, she's all right. She's in the flat with Jason.
Oh, my God, where is he now?
I don't know, just chased him out here and now he's disappeared again.
What are you doing?
He's not getting away again.
She looks like you.
Do you think so?
Definitely.
Well, let's hope you have better luck than your mummy, eh? Come on, darling. Okay. It's weird, isn't it? Somewhere right now in this building, there's a bunch of people sat around a table, deciding whether I'm going to walk out of here or spend the next 10 or 20 years locked up.
It's a big responsibility.
Well, it's not that much fun on this side either.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply.
Sorry. It's not your fault I'm in here. I was so stupid. So stupid to believe all John's lies and to stand by him after everything he's done. And you know what's as bad? A part of me actually thought he was going to show up and walk into that court and say, "Let her go, it was me, she's innocent." Looks like he's fooled me again.
Jury's coming back. You might want to start getting yourself ready.
Get out of the car, Pete! Get out! It's over! Not until I've seen Fizz!
Would the foreman of the jury please stand? Have the jury reached a verdict upon which they are all agreed?
We have.
Do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty of the murder of Joy Elizabeth Fishwick?
Not guilty.
Do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty of the murder of Charlotte Hoyle?
Not guilty.
Do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty of the murder of Colin Michael Fishwick?
Guilty.
You have to listen to me. I haven't done anything.
Mrs. Stape, you will be sentenced on Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Is that clear?
No, you're making a mistake. Please, you can't do this to her. You can't do it.
Take her down.
And this little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy had none, and this little piggy went wee, 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 all the way home.
Fiona, get dressed. You've got a visitor.
I'm not being funny, but if you've come to tell me to look on the bright side, then forget it. There isn't one.
There is. Of sorts.
Oh, yeah, I'll save a fortune on shoes, I suppose. And foreign holidays.
The police have found John.
What? Will you just say that again? I
The
didn't...
police have found your husband.
He came back for me.
For Miss Webster. Rosie Webster.
John hates her. He wouldn't come back for her. Have they been having an affair? Well, I've been sweating in here.
Fiona.
Because if they have, I really will commit murder.
Fiona, please. An affair sounds unlikely. Miss Webster's family are saying she was abducted.
And what's John saying?
Unfortunately, he's in no fit state to say anything.
On the house.
She's not eaten since the verdict. I keep telling her.
Katie?
I can't help it. It's going to be hard enough looking after one baby, never mind two.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Hope can't stay in the mother and baby unit forever.
Well, no.
I keep saying that we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
That's not good enough, Ches. We need to face the facts. We've got one wage coming in, and in 8 weeks from now we'll have a newborn and your sister's baby. Unless you're offering to take over again.
Well.
Oh, what's that they say about a dog going back to its vomit?
No, Chesney, no need to get shirty. You and I still have one thing in common, remember?
Me and you?
We're no fans of John State.
Name me a person who is.
Well, right now, your sister's lighting candles for him.
After what he did to her?
After he crashed the car at high speed.
What?
Yesterday. Having held Rosie Webster hostage overnight.
Again, how is he?
Was she?
Where is he? Can he speak?
Not yet. Ironic, isn't it? Most hated man in Weatherfield. And suddenly, there's a string of people praying for his recovery.
How did John Stape treat you in the flat? Was he agitated, aggressive?
No. Well, I suppose. He, started threatening me when I got mixed up. He was trying to get me to remember dates and stuff. It's quite hard to concentrate when somebody's screaming in your face.
So who's openly abusive?
Well, not all the time, to be fair.
Fair? We've been more than fair to
I
us.
understand your frustration, Mr. Webster, but if you could just let Rosie speak. What were the details he was trying to drum into you?
He just kept going on and on about the night of the tram crash, how he hid Charlotte's body, and then went straight to the hospital. No, came back from the hospital, then hid the body. And, the murder weapon, a hammer. He, said he stashed it in the cistern, wrapped in a T-shirt. What band? R.E.M. Rosie, don't worry, you're doing really well.
Oh, he's sick. I hope he never comes round.
Where will this leave Fizz, though? An innocent woman inside?
Innocent, my eye.
Mum?
We're busy.
Chesney?
I've just heard. What did he say?
You shouldn't have let him in.
Did he tell you he killed those people on his own?
Aren't you even going to ask how she is?
John Stape's brother-in-law.
Did he tell you that Fizz was innocent?
He just kept saying over and over that it was all his fault.
At last?
The lies, the murders. He said that Fizz didn't know the half of it.
Make sure you get that down.
I will, but it doesn't prove much.
A confession from the horse's mouth?
To a third party. It's hearsay. Most decent lawyers would drive a coach and horses through it.
What, are you saying my daughter's been terrorised for nothing, for something that's not even going to stand up in court?
It's evidence, but you couldn't call it compelling.
Yeah, but what about the murder weapon? John told Rosie where he did the hammer.
His prints will be all over it.
Charlotte's murder weapon, not Colin Fishwick's.
Fizz wasn't there when Colin died. John said.
Where's his proof?
So wait, if State dies, my sister's no better off.
I know what you're thinking. It was a flat on a busy street. Why didn't I shout for help?
You were scared?
I did scream. But he put a gag in my mouth. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't like last time. It was meaner.
Oh, I've said for years he was putting on an act.
Yeah. Honest John Stape.
I was his last chance. He kept saying that if I messed up...
Hey, come on.
Well, he's a killer. I thought that might be next.
What was I thinking? Let you do that viewing on your own. Next time you take me or the estate agent. In fact, it's my flat. I'll do the viewing with a baseball bat.
He doesn't mean that, by the way. Jace, I'm fine. Thanks to you, my dad, I'm alive. John Stape's the one that's in the coma.
Yeah, well, best place for him. Come here.
Have you heard out from the hospital?
You're his next of kin.
Yeah, you know what this place is like for passing on messages. Nettie's only just found out that John Lennon's dead.
You're a bit chirpier today.
For a convicted murderer.
Well, yeah.
Look, I'm not getting my hopes up. I know the score. Anything legal takes yonks, but Ches, I'm innocent. And John came back to prove it.
By kidnapping Rosie Webster.
Yeah, well, this time was different.
Who can't remember half the things he
All
said.
the same, he came back to confess.
Not to the police.
Confession's a confession.
No, it's not, Fizz. Did your solicitor not explain?
Yeah, he said it was a complex situation.
Why is it always me that's got to break the bad news? What Stape told Rosie isn't worth a carrot.
You're only saying that because you hate him.
If he recovers, if he confesses to the police, if the forensics back him up, you might stand a chance of an appeal.
Only a chance?
So we've got to hope that he comes round sharpish, with his memory still intact, because he's got to prove that you weren't there when Colin was murdered, or...
Oh, there's no way out. I'm staring at a full life sentence.
He's my brother-in-law.
Easy to say, not so easy to prove.
Well, I'd introduce you to my sister, but she's doing time thanks to him.
It's all the more reason not to let you in.
I'm not going to pull the plug on him. That's his trick. Listen, they say people in a coma can hear. I need to tell him how desperate we are for him to pull through. My sister, their baby daughter, all of us.
Go home, son.
Not till I've spoken to him. Step! Can you hear me? Do the decent thing for once in your life and wake up! I don't know. As long as it takes for him to wake up and tell the feds the truth.
Well, you can't stay there all night. What are you going to do about food?
You're a fine one to talk about eating. I bet you haven't had your tea.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for you. I didn't know what to do.
Well, don't sit in on your own. Whoa, what's going on?
He's gone into VF.
VF, what's that?
Chez, are you there?
What's happening? What's going on?
Excuse me, please.
Is he dying?
OK, charging now.
He can't die.
Ready to defib? Stand back. Everybody get clear of the bed, please. Shocking now.
He can't die.
Ready to defib?
You can't let him die.
Stand clear. Everybody get clear of the bed, please. Shocking now.
Don't die. Don't you dare die.
Right, we're back in science. Keep a close eye on the rhythm.
He's dead, isn't he?
He's still critical. They've managed to stabilise him for now, but they've told me to tell you to prepare for the worst.
He's gonna die. He'll die and I'll get life.
There's no point getting ahead of yourself.
He's gonna die. And I'm gonna be stuck in here till I'm an old woman. And my baby's gonna be teased at school and no one's gonna want to know her. And I won't be there to cuddle her. Or kiss her knees when she falls over. It's as much for Hope as it is for me. I just feel like we should be there. I can't explain it, it's just a gut feeling.
With respect, Fiona, I don't see what it would achieve.
He's gonna die. I know he is. And my brother told me that John was trying to clear my name. Not much chance of that now, I know. Now he's at death's door. Please. Please let me take Hope to see him.
You are coming up for sentencing for murder.
I had nothing to do with Colin Fishwick's death.
And that aside, there is a staffing issue. You need to be handcuffed and heavily guarded.
Do you seriously think I'd do a runner?
Not in a million years. But you've no idea of the red tape involved.
Please, Governor. I have done everything I can in this place. I stuck my neck on the line about the drug dealing.
You did?
I need to see him. Please. Am I too late?
Oh, they nearly lost him before. They managed to get his heart going again.
I don't know why I'm here.
He's out of it. He's never going to confess this.
I've got to do right by Hope. She needs to see him. And so do I.
Well, if you say so.
Come on.
I'll ring your solicitor. Tell him what's going on.
Is he in pain?
Highly unlikely. He's unconscious.
I didn't know if you were dead or alive. The only time you've stopped lying to me is when you're asleep. There's hardly a mark on your face. You look like you. I've wished all sorts of things on you. Terrible things. Hope's here. Okay. I wanted her to see you. Oh. Shh, come on. Listen. Daddy is asleep. Because he's very poorly. Shh. Oh, darling. Oh, she's okay. It's okay. His eyes are flickering. He's coming round.
I had a plan. All this time.
Months and months in prison. Not knowing if you were even alive.
I came back. Try and clear
clear your name.
What, by snatching Rosie Webster? Again?
Square in the circle.
Stick your clever talk, John. You know they think I killed Colin Fishwick.
No. Nobody killed him. Nobody.
Are you okay? You want me to call the doctor?
Pain will keep me awake. I need to.
What do you need to do, John?
Tell them what really happened.
Yes, Redfern. You want to make a statement?
Yes, please.
A camcorder and a tripod. Okay. Might be your lucky day.
Camcorder, eh?
Yeah.
What's my hair saying? I hope it's enough.
I can't prompt you or ask you any questions. Do you understand?
Yes. Bring hope over. On my daughter's health and happiness, I, John Stape, swear that this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There were 3 people in the house the night that Colin Fishwick collapsed and died. Colin, Charlotte Hoyle, and me. Colin was trying to blackmail me. He'd been badly beaten by a man called Ben Fielding. Every time I swaddled my baby daughter, I would think of Colin wrapped up in that rug. Fact. Deanway Guest House, Marple Road, was Colin's B&B. Found the key fob in his pocket when he dropped dead. B&B woman will remember me. Fizz knew nothing. Nothing. I hope it's enough.
Yeah, so do I.
Are any of those tears because you love me? Sorry. Selfish to the end.
It might not be the end. Talk about 9 lives.
I can feel death. You can taste it. I'm frightened. Fizz.
I have lived a nightmare for months and months. Not knowing if you were dead or alive. I've been carrying the can for your madness. Locked up, facing a life sentence. In agony about what might happen to Hope.
No words. Convey how sorry I am.
Sorry? You're sorry? Where the hell have you been?
Anglesey. My body needed to mend. I needed time to work out how best to help you.
I can't believe it.
I'm still on oath. I swore on our baby's life.
If you'd have handed yourself in, if you hadn't have jumped, you could have cleared my name.
I couldn't face prison again.
Poor you.
Oh. I didn't know you'd been arrested. I never dreamed they'd lock you up.
John, they had 3 corpses on their hands. And I was all they had because you had looked after number 1 as per.
He's weakening.
I don't know what I fear most. Hell or nothing. Why if there's a big black nothing? I'm so sorry.
I forgive you. You know I do. Why else would I be here?
Can I hold hope? Please. I can feel her breath.
It's Daddy.
It's Dada. Hey, baby girl. I'm your Dada.
Come here, darling.
Do you read to her?
Every day. She loves Not Now, Bernard. You said she would.
Make sure she reads all her life.
I promise. You want to give your daddy a kiss? Hey, give her a kiss. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, darling. Can you...
She'll be teased and shunned.
And loved and cherished.
The murderer's daughter.
Stop torturing yourself.
I can't bear it if she hates me.
I've tried hating you. It doesn't work. I can't do it.
Our foundations are too solid.
I love you. I always will.
That is the best. You love me.
And Hope loves you. I'm gonna tell her all about you. The millions of good things. Great things.
You love me.
Always. I hate the sin, but I love the sinner. His gentle heart. John, you're sorry for what you did.
All of it. I only did it to ring-fence our love. I'm not frightened anymore.
Good. You will live on in our beautiful baby girl.
Yeah. I'm sorry I abandoned you.
You came good in the end. You always did.
If you want to change her name, your name.
I love you. Do you hear me? I love you. I always will. You will be loved, and your memory will be cherished. John. John. We're still here. Your family's still here. I didn't thank you for hope. I should have thanked you. And my John. My husband.
I bet something's happened.
Steve. Morning.
And what's going on?
Not something I can talk to you about, sorry.
Well, surely I'm entitled.
We're just making more inquiries at the minute, that's all I can say. Excuse me?
Come on, babe. No point wasting your time.
When have they got him? They couldn't care less about me.
You know what really gets me? He's won.
Ches, he's dead.
I wanted him to go through what Fizz has. Months in jail, waiting to go on trial, having to face up to it in court, and then the rest of his life inside.
Well, at least he did the right thing by you in the end by confessing everything. It's bound to get Fizz off, innit? I'll get it.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have found her guilty in the first place, so...
Ches, it's the police.
Can we come in?
Yeah, I suppose.
Sorry to bother you.
Have you come to apologise? Tell me that the sister's coming home.
We're here in relation to the statement made by your late brother-in-law. The items he said he'd hidden.
Well, don't you need a search warrant?
Ches, if it shows John was telling the truth, it's going to help Fizz.
What is it you're looking for?
A hammer. And Charlotte Hoyle's handbag. Stape said he'd hidden them in the outside toilet.
I met him when I was 13. He was dead old. 19. A DJ. All the girls fancied him. But it was me he liked. Don't know why.
You'd known him all that time?
I got taken into care again. So I moved schools. John went back to uni. It sounds daft, but I always knew that I'd find him again. And I did. 4 years ago.
But you wish you hadn't.
I probably married my boyfriend at the time, Kirk. Or the next Kirk that came along. John was just some dream from another life.
He was a murderer, love. Bashed a woman over the head with a hammer.
Yeah, and he was my husband. He was Hope's daddy. They will show the court his confession, won't they?
It's too late. Sentencing's today. Jury's been discharged.
No, but it explains everything, and then they're going to have to let me go.
Sure he's all right?
Scared of him?
Well, too many raids where there's dogs. Docile 1 second, teeth in your leg the next.
He'd have you if I wanted him to.
Ches, that's horrible. Thinking that's been in there all this time.
See? He was telling the truth.
Looks like it.
So they'll believe Fizz now?
I have to go to forensic examination, but let's put it this way. Won't do a case anyhow.
Do it exactly where John said. They've got to believe you now.
How many times have we thought that before, though, eh?
But this time, it's not just your word. You've got evidence. Some of these numpties can understand.
Did they say anything about court today?
All your barrister's got to do is say Stapes confessed, told the police you had nothing to do with it, and you've got evidence to prove it. They'll have to let you go. No, I've made your bed up for tonight. You're coming home. You'll see.
All rise.
Miss Taban?
My lord. Fiona Stape is not a murderer. The prosecution have never sought to claim she had any physical involvement in the death of Colin Fishwick. She is, at worst, a woman who unwittingly at first and later with great reluctance became entangled in a web of lies woven by her manipulative husband. Her great crime was to have loved this man, to have been in his thrall. She is also a loving, caring mother with a baby born prematurely, a baby who will inevitably be left without parents should Fiona Stape be sent to prison.
Miss Taborn, your client's been found guilty of murder. This brings with it a mandatory sentence.
I am, of course, aware of that, my lord, which brings me on to developments since the guilty verdict. Last night, John Stape made a full and frank confession to the police, before, sadly, dying of injuries sustained in a road accident. My lord, the police have already collected evidence related to the Charlotte Hoyle murder, which proves the veracity of John Stape's confession.
This is neither the time nor the place to consider any new or untested evidence, no matter how important you may want to believe it is.
Of course it's important. Didn't you hear what she said?
The defendant will remain silent. Fiona Stape. You have been found guilty of the murder of Colin Michael Fishwick. This was a particularly heinous crime. This was no act of passion, no heat-of-the-moment aberration. I have no option but to sentence you to life imprisonment. And the minimum you must serve is 15 years.
No, you can't do this. Steve's confessed. She's told you she's innocent.
Quiet.
You can't do this to her.
Please sit down.
He has a right to be upset.
And I have a right to order in my courtroom.
But I've already told you that she's innocent.
Take her down, please.
No.
Come on, love.
Please.
Please, don't worry. I'll sort it, I promise.
I don't understand.
Don't worry. We'll appeal. Once the police investigate John's confession, there's every chance your sentence will be overturned.
Do you think so?
As long as evidence is found to support it.
And what if they can't find any?
Don't think that.
Yeah, but what if they can't?
We'll still appeal. But either way, it may be a few months until we get a hearing.
Right. So what happens till then? Do I just go back to the mother and baby unit?
It's a little more complicated now you've been sentenced.
How do you mean?
There'll be a separation board to decide what's best for you and Hope.
I was going to take her shopping tomorrow. I was going to buy her new toys and new clothes. Then we were going to go to the park and feed the ducks.
I know it's hard, but you've got to try and stay positive.
How?
Focus on the day-to-day, on the practicalities. Whatever helps get you through.
You said she'd get off.
No, I did not say that. I said the case might be weakened. That's all.
You didn't do anything. You didn't even fight.
I could not ask the judge to quash the conviction.
Why not?
Because that's a matter for the Court of Appeal.
Oh, blah, blah. That's all you lot care about is rules. An innocent woman just got life because it's not your place to argue. Oh, you make me sick.
I did my best. I'm sorry.
Come on, Chesney.
Oh, get off, Roy.
Ches, don't. It's not his...
We're all upset.
Yeah, right.
I know you're angry.
Then why aren't you?
This isn't helping anyone.
How is she? She's being taken back to the prison. She'd like to see you.
Good. Come on.
But I have to warn you, She's in a very fragile state. Please, try and keep a lid on your emotions. I know it's hard.
So very sorry.
We'll fight it. You won't be in here long, I swear.
No, I'm fed up of false hope. Life means life.
No, it doesn't. Why are you being like this?
Because, deep down, I always thought that John had come to the rescue. That when push came to shove, he would come back and tell him the truth. Well, he did. And it still didn't save me. So as far as I'm concerned now, this is the end of the line.
No, it isn't. Don't say that.
Now, Roy, you should take Katie home because all this stress is not good for her and the baby.
Yeah, come on. Perhaps we should be leaving.
Chess, wait. There's something I need you to do for me.
Anything. Name it.
Organise John's funeral.
How many times? No.
Please.
Why?
Because I can't bear the thought of him being given a lonely, impersonal service by the council.
He doesn't even deserve a funeral.
Chesney!
He doesn't. After everything he's done, I can't understand why you even care.
I know what he's done. But when he was dying in my arms, he was so sorry and sad. He was John again.
The murdering psycho.
Whatever he did, and I know it was wrong.
And sick.
He loved us. And in some warped way, he was trying to protect us.
And failed. Exactly like you said.
But he did try.
No, I'm not listening to this.
Ches, wait.
I'm not staying here while you defend him.
Just hear me out.
Why should I?
Because I deserve that much from my own brother. I need to say goodbye. Lay him to rest.
I'm trying to understand.
Somehow, if we have a funeral, and if we just treat him like a human being...
Then what? You'll be like the past 6 months never happened?
No.
Good. Because for a minute I thought that's what you were going to say.
Then I'll be able to move on. Does that make sense?
No.
Ches, I've got this ball of anger inside me and...
What's wrong with being angry? You should be.
I can't live like that.
Then get some counselling or something. Don't do this. It's like you're forgiving him.
Well, maybe I am. I need closure so that I can get on with the rest of my life.
And do you want to spend the rest of your life in here? Because if you go organising his funeral, that's what's going to happen.
How do you mean?
Well, how's it going to look? You, the grieving widow, like you're in cahoots with him all along. You might as well forget the appeal and plead guilty.
Don't say that.
It's true. Is it really more important for you to bury John than to see your daughter grow up?
I'm sorry, Ches, but my mind's made up.
Have you not listened to anything I've been saying?
Yeah, I have, but it's something I've got to do.
Hope means that little to you, then?
No.
She must do.
This is for her as much as it is for me.
How can you say that? You're risking losing her for some pointless ceremony.
Because I need her to know that her father was a human being.
He wasn't.
She came from him.
So?
He's part of her.
Plenty of kids don't know the fathers.
Yeah, I know. And there is nothing worse than a big gaping hole where your dad should be. I don't want that for Hope. I want her to be able to visit him. To have a place that she can be with him. How would you feel, eh? If anything happened to you and your baby had no reminder...
Don't you dare bring up my baby to defend that man. John nearly killed my baby. Or have you forgotten that?
Of course I haven't.
I'm glad he's dead. I'm singing from the rooftops, and it sickens me that you're asking me to do this.
I need you to.
Well, I won't. And if you're so determined to mourn the death of that monster, then maybe you're as sick as he was, and if that's the case, Hope he's better off without you. We all are. You know, I was dead set against... Well, I've done some thinking, and I'll do it. I'll organise his funeral for you.
Ches, that's amazing. I appreciate that is not easy for you.
It's fine, honest. I'll get there, but I'm not doing it for him. I'm doing it for you and Hope, all right? So, what do you want me to do?
I know it's not like there's going to be loads of people there or anything, but I just want it to be normal, you know? A vicar, a hymn, a reading.
You weren't religious, though.
I know, but it's for Hope. I just want to be able to tell her when she's older that we saw her dad off proper, you know?
So, what hymn do you want, then?
Well, he always said that his nan's favourite was Bread of Heaven. She was Welsh. It's something to do with rugby, I don't know. He always sang along to it if there was a match on the telly. Before. When he was happy. When he was my John.
Don't upset yourself.
You know you'll be handcuffed the whole time with her.
Yeah.
It's not very nice, I know.
Thought I'd do anything to get out of this place. Not this. Husband's funeral.
How long were you married for?
Not long enough. I know he did some terrible things, but all I can think about today is how happy we were. Because we were. I know no one will believe that now, but I was more happy with John than I've ever been in my entire life.
This is it.
Oh, that's good. I was frightened they were going to change their minds.
She's handcuffed, isn't she?
Yeah, they said she would be.
It's the only way I'd let her come.
There's only handcuffs if we choose to see them.
Which we won't. Well said, Roy.
Hey, Fizz. You all right?
Now I've seen you. I'll give you a kiss. Really glad you're here.
So am I.
And everyone. It's really nice of you to come.
Oh, we wanted to come. Of course we did.
Lots of people have been asking after you.
Yeah, and they all send their love and best wishes.
You're right, Katie. You're looking bigger than ever.
I know. I think the baby's going to be bigger than me.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much.
Oh, Maria's just arrived. She's with Hope.
I wanted Hope to be here. I know she'll never remember any of it, but...
Yeah.
Your daddy's here now. So it's time for us both to say goodbye to him.
I am the resurrection and the life, says the Lord. Those who believe in me, even though they die, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. We meet in the name of Jesus Christ, who died and was raised to the glory of God the Father. Grace and mercy be with you. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
God is always ready to forgive. All it takes is a moment's genuine contrition and God will extend his love to us, no matter how grave our sins might have been. And if God can do this, then let us today, in our all too human way, put aside thoughts of the bad things John was guilty
What
of,
a shame on.
and instead remember the good things about him. The qualities that you, his friends, and Fiona, his wife, admired him for and loved him for.
What's she doing here?
She's causing trouble, as usual.
Please, just ignore her.
Why? What is it you don't want me to hear?
Nothing, Sally, nothing.
If you could continue.
Yes. Perhaps if we could say a prayer. As children of a loving and heavenly Father, Let us ask his forgiveness, for he is gentle and full of grace. Lord, have mercy.
Lord, have mercy.
Christ, have mercy.
Christ, have mercy.
Christ, have no mercy.
Lord, have mercy.
Lord, have mercy.
Lord, have no mercy.
And so, before we come to the final prayer for the deceased, is there anyone would like to say a few words about John? Share a memory, perhaps? No. Well, that's fine.
What, nobody? Does that mean you all agree with me then, that he was the devil himself?
Oh, shut up, can't you?
Sally, please. I don't think you should say something like that in here.
Not even his wife. You're not going to say anything about him.
His wife is the reason we're here. We're here to support her.
I don't have to say anything to you. Who do you think you are, eh? Judging everybody.
He was a murderer.
He was my husband. And he was the father of my child.
And what about my child? He would have murdered Rosie next if they hadn't caught him.
I think you've said enough.
More than enough.
So you're hand in glove with him all along. You're admitting it now, aren't you?
Just get out, will you?
I think if we all calm down.
Oh, this is a farce, and you all know it is. You're lying to each other and you're lying to yourselves.
I'm just here to bury my husband.
Okay, it's okay, Hope.
So that one day I can tell his daughter that we gave him a proper burial and that she was here.
Do you want me to get her out?
No, Chess.
I really think you should leave.
Don't worry, I've seen enough. Any more and I'd be sick.
What is it with her?
And so, to the final prayer. We have entrusted our brother John to God's mercy, and we now commit his body to be cremated. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ, who will transform our frail bodies that they may be conformed to his glorious body, who died, was buried, and rose again for us. To him be glory forever.
See you later.
Okay,
See you. We'll all be thinking of you.
Are you all going to go for a drink somewhere?
Probably not under the circumstances.
We might do later.
Right, come along, Stape.
You two, look after each other, yeah? And that little baby of yours.
I said come along.
Yeah, we will.
Bye.
See you, Fizz.
Governor wants to see you.
What, now?
Oh, unless you can make an appointment with your secretary.
All right, just give us 2 minutes. She's nearly finished a bottle.
120, 119, 118.
Will you get that, please?
Yeah. Hello.
Chaz?
Is that you?
Yeah, I've got some news. Are you ready?
What is it?
I've been granted bail before my review. I'm coming home.
Thank you.
Oh, what's taking him so long? I've got assembly in half an hour.
I know, these flowers are from Debs. I'm already thinking about calling a priest.
Oh, there we are.
Come on.
Hey, darling. We're home.
Hello, home.
Come on.
How are you doing?
I'm all right, considering.
Go on, Jess.
Welcome home, my little fizz bomb.
Oh,
welcome home.
Me or you too.
Oh, be careful, you're pushing a spray can in.
Sorry. Oh, but you're glad to be out of that awful place.
Yeah, too right. Even if it is only bail.
So how long is the case review likely to take?
I don't know. I'm just going to take one day at a time, yeah, Roy? Hey, look at you now!
Gross, that what?
You are joking.
You know what they say, don't you? Seeing is believing. I'm still not sure I do.
Have you seen them all over?
No.
Have they forgotten what he did to me, what she helped him do?
Yeah, well, they can Forget all the like I won't forget, and I certainly won't forgive.
What was it like? Was there a queen bee? Shall we let Fizz get settled? Chesney, go get kettle on. She must be gasping.
Right, usual mug, sis.
Yeah, it better be. Hey, and thank you. Don't be daft, we mates. And if there's anything you need, anything at all, just give us a shout. Yeah, that's right. And it won't cost you any snouts or phone cards. See you later.
Love you.
See you later.
Oh, hello, Fizz. How lovely to see you. Are you well?
I'm fine, thanks, Emily. Can I just have the Gazette, please?
Well, you can, but there's nothing for the scrapbook.
Hey?
You're not in. Your release will feature tomorrow. It was certainly news to me.
I just wanted the jobs section.
You're the second today. Kieran was going through it.
Only I imagine his CV is a sight less colourful than yours, mind.
Norris.
I'm only saying. If I was an employer, I'd be more interested in her last 12 months than her CSE in needlework.
I haven't done anything. Do you know what? Forget it. I don't care what idiots like you think.
Did you see that? You see that? If looks could kill, I'd be under the factory now.
No, I'm not ready.
It's your local. You've got to go in sometime.
Chez, they'll all be staring at me.
Your mates are on your side.
You didn't hear Norris. People don't forget Katie. It's like the woman on the phone at the job agency. She was nice as pie at first. It's when we got to the bit about previous convictions. I swear she recognised my name. She probably saw it in the Gazette.
Sounds like you need a drink to me.
Oh, there you are.
That's quite a reception.
They'd have taken the roof off the crippin.
Come here, Fizz. There's a pint over here for you.
Thank you. Thanks, all of you.
Come on, you sup up. We're going fishing.
Fishing?
I'm going to catch ourselves a whopper. Fizz, we've got to go. But it's great to have you back, and we've missed you.
Hey, have you got something in for your tea? Because you can always pop round to ours, you know.
We're fine, thanks. Hey, Roy, Hayley, I just want you to know how grateful I am for everything you've done for me.
Not as grateful as we are to see you standing there tonight. Everyone feels the same.
Thanks. Not sure that's quite true. Well, Michelle said it wasn't a decision.
I'll put in a word for you if you want. I think perhaps Hayley might have more influence.
Oh, yeah, I'll put it right. You're the best machinist we have.
Listen, you've gone to enough bother on my account. I'll find something else, won't I, eventually?
Welcome home. Not the words that would spring to my mind.
Nobody wants any aggro, Sally.
We're just having a little drink for Fizz, and if you don't like it, maybe it's best if you just go somewhere else for a bit, eh?
Why should we go anywhere?
Don't worry, Rosie. We're not going anywhere. We've done nothing wrong. We can drink where we like.
Yeah, well, neither has Fizz. Why don't you just leave her alone?
Leave her alone. Thanks to your sister, Rosie was kidnapped twice and nearly killed. So if it's all the same to you, I won't be strolling over to shake her hand, because I won't want the blood on it getting on my card.
Right! You listen to me! I did not kill anyone, but when I was inside, I saw off the kind of people you cross the road to avoid, and I'll see you off and all if needs be, and you and all!
Ladies, please, break it up now. Come on. Are you all right? I think you better go and cool off somewhere else, love.
I just want to be left in peace.
Yeah, well, I think you might find that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Don't let Sally bother you. She's just one person.
It's not just Sally. Today was the day I put the past behind me. I'm not chance of outrunning my shadow.
It'll get better.
No, Stella's right. If I want peace, I need to look elsewhere.
She didn't mean that.
But it's true. So long as I'm around people who know me, I'll never be free of it. Sly remarks, behind the hand whispers. She must have known something.
Your friends don't believe that.
Not everyone's my friend. Far from it.
Well, stuff them. You don't need them. You'll get through. You're a fighter.
I'm tired of fighting. I don't want to be the person that I was in the pub just now. I can't stay.
But I need you. Katie needs you. I'm the baby.
You're a grown man, Ches. You'll cope. But I can't. Not here. As soon as I'm cleared, I've got to get away. For both our sakes.
By the way...
What?
Frank's looking for more staff for his factory. I could put a word in for you if you want.
All right. Thanks. Hiya.
Hiya.
Where's Katie?
She's just having a nap. I'm surprised you're here. Thought you were avoiding me.
Don't be daft. Hey, guess what? I just bumped into Sally.
Oh, yeah? What'd she do this time?
Well, you're not going to believe this. Not sure I do. She offered to put a word in for me with Frank Foster. See if I could get some work.
You are?
I know. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't say she was exactly, you know, friendly, but it's a start.
Oh, it's brilliant. Though, you won't really need the work, will you, if you're moving away?
Yeah, well, I've just been thinking about that. Maybe I will stick around after all.